Hey gamers, welcome back to another DSP video. That's right, we are going to be watching more of this little podcast. I have yesterday's podcast here as well. Because this will be maybe a low stakes video, but I'm gonna watch the rest of this little podcast that he did, talking about his New Year's bullshit. So let's get going. Let's get started.
Will always be in control, and there's absolutely nothing you can ever do about it, so sit and spin on it.
Now, of course, it's not like timed up to where I left off, but that's fine. What a thing to start the video with.
All right.
Spin at it!
So, that's what I got out of 2025.
Right.
Because I stayed with my own way of thinking, I stuck to my guns. We came out of it in a very positive...
That's all he wanted to do. He had no aspirations to do anything else. Whatever. And it's always the same. He'll come up with some new thing he wants to try this year. And then when he's done with it, I'm gonna stick the course and play games. Like, it's all opportunistic bullshit. Like, it's like if I say, guys, you guys love my troll videos. These are meaningful videos. And then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do this IRL. I'm gonna like involve the public or whatever the fuck. And then I do that for like 2 videos because there's nothing else I'm doing and I have to like do whatever. And then I go back and do the same thing and say, guys, I'm gonna stick the course and do what I'm good at. I don't know. I don't know if that's... I don't think that's a good example, but you know what I mean. Like, he only stuck the course by doing the same shit because that's all he can do. And the stuff that he reaches out to do other stuff is like stuff he wants to do. Like, when he wants to do it, it's him trying new things and pretending like it may be the new normal, or I may do more guests in the future. And then like when he runs out of ideas or he's unable to get certain guests, he just gives up and says, I'm gonna double down on what I'm good at.
Positive way. And I'm very happy that we did, and now here we are. And we can now move on for the better this year. Because we've got a lot of good stuff in store this year. Trust me. We're going to talk about some of those changes right now, some of the positive things that I have in store for all of you.
All right, here we go.
But before we get there, let's go ahead and...
I'm not listening to shoutouts. There's something good. I don't think there's anything good in the shoutout.
That I had bought way back when I had first become a content creator on the internet. It was a Space Invaders hoodie, remember?
Oh my god, that was
I said, hey, this is a licensed product from Valve. Yes, rarely back in the...
I love when he got nice clothing or whatever the fuck. He was like, yeah, I'm not wearing gamer stuff anymore. I grew up. You know, whatever. And now we're back wearing gamer stuff, which is like, whatever. Oh, fuck, you know what? I don't know where... No, it was on the night stream. I just remembered. So, he brags about how he takes care of things. I take care of my clothing. I take care of everything. He then comes back and like is wearing short sleeves and says, yeah, I spilled like food on my hoodie. But he didn't say hoodie. He said like long sleeve sweater jacket style. Something very weird and alien. And it's like, dude, it's just a zip up hoodie. Like, you don't have to like try this hard.
Back in the day, Valve would actually do like crossover product placements. In fact, I even have a coaster set of Portal as well that I have.
Look how much of a mark he is as I wear my Guilty Gear hoodie.
Various coasters of throughout my house that I also bought.
But my
like
hoodie is
15
cool.
years
Look,
ago from ThinkGeek.com.
Heaven or hell.
Okay,
that's
so this
cool.
is when Valve actually made games, and we're actually like branding stuff and selling merch. So I bought a few of the things off the site. I have not really, again, worn this hoodie more than a few times in my life. I wore it a few times out.
Oh, you did call it a hoodie.
I remember, I think I took it on a trip, a convention once.
It really just feels... It's just a string of consciousness that's just rambling out. Like, he doesn't put any, like, thought into words. I don't know. It's like he's unlearning English. He's uninstalling
and I
English.
maybe rarely wore it in 1 or 2 videos back in the day. But I haven't worn it in so long. And as again, I was going through my closet, I was like, oh, I actually have this Portal hoodie. That'll be cool. The funny part is, it's 2026 now.
Most Geo theory. I've been wondering about this, right? So everyone's calling this a lip smack, but what if he's just like smacking his tongue? You know, like that. I think he's doing that. Like it's a combination where he does lip smacks, but now he added a new tick. Like smacking his tongue or like clicking his tongue, whatever is called. I think it's clicking your tongue. So that's what he's doing now. It's like a cacophony of sound effects.
Most people probably don't even remember what Portal is. I think that's sad. Portal 1 and 2.
Oh my god, dude. This dude really thinks that like everyone are babies. We don't know what Portal is. What's next? I don't think anyone knows what a Mario Brothers is. Nobody knows that Mario 2 is Doki Doki Panic.
2 were absolutely outstanding, ingenious first-person puzzle games made by Valve back in...
Why doesn't he play Portal again? Like, he replays all these games. Why doesn't he replay Portal?
The day when Valve actually made good games. Sad that they don't anymore, because they were really good at it. But yeah, pretty cool, right? So actually it's here, and on the back, it actually says...
Oh, why don't you, like, straddle your chair? Like
Test
you did
candidate. See that?
See that?
So, it's pretty cool.
Where's the hood?
I think it's supposed to be similar to some of the clothing that Chell actually wore in the game, or that she found, like, throughout the game.
Oh, okay,
so, I like it a lot, and I will be wearing it from time to time. When weather permits. Obviously, I can only wear this during the cooler halves of the year. I'm not going to be wearing this during the summertime or whatever. But I thought it was a nice one. And I hope that you liked it. Thanks for calling it out and noticing.
I hated it. I hated
Princess Luna
that hoodie, Phil.
did a $20 super...
Okay, Princess Luna too.
I've only seen about 1 year out of your 17-year journey. I don't know how or care about what may or may not have even happened. Nobody's perfect.
What? What kind of glaze is this?
Okay. And Princess Luna says, I've only seen about 1 year out of your 17-year journey.
I kind of am pressing X to doubt on that one. I feel like Princess Luna's been around longer than a year. I mean, wait, yeah! Princess Luna was in the Derek video! How has he only been around for a year? What the fuck? Oh my god, Princess Luna, you need to get help if you don't remember you were here more than a year. You're around the Derek era. Come on.
Journey. I don't know how or care about what may or may not have even happened. Nobody's perfect. I've also seen you try to be...
Nobody is perfect. I mean, sure. But at the same time, like, he has made the same mistake, like, too many times. Come on.
Better and the best that anyone can do. Also, keep Glacy in the party today. All right, so Glacy remains in our...
Okay.
And, thank you for your support. But, I mean, I'm glad to hear that someone who just came by in the last year...
This is disgusting. Princess Luna's been here longer. Dude, like... He went to Derek's birthday party in the Derek video. Right? With Shake and Bake... Blastoise, Robo Petsos, whatever the fuck that guy was called. He was in the fucking Derek video, or maybe I'm wrong. Wait, shit, because you know I'm thinking of like I don't know, I don't remember, because I remember like Jade. I think for a while had oh my god. Can I find
and things in a certain time frame?
Oh god. DSP Derek birthday.
Derek is turning 22 on...
All right.
Chinese restaurant, and they eat delicious dim sum. Then Phil surprises him with a big birthday cake. Derek invites his friends, Lil Shake and Bake, Blastoise 91, Roby Petzos, Only Iced Coffee, Cheetah Man, Slayer, and Jade.
Oh,
They
damn
all
it.
eat.
That did throw me off. Because I think Princess Luna, I assume they used the fucking, this. And they didn't. Damn, I got debunked in my own video. No!
Has seen the content and is like, I don't care about the past. The future is where it's at. Thank you for that.
But I swear he was here longer. I don't
really
believe
do
he
feel
was
like
here for a
today,
year. That doesn't sound
modern day,
correct.
If you're just here and you enjoy what I'm doing on a daily basis, you're going to have a great time. The thing is, this is what the content farmers...
Okay, there is another way we could check this. Let's go to... Let's summarize key points of the video. Analyze the video's humor and entertainment value. Okay, whatever. Pig, go. Let's go. Let's see. Princess Luna! Let's see, 2023! Hold up, let's hear this. No!
Princess Luna, thank goodness you're unharmed. What is the book? Shall I read it? No, not this again. Oh.
Oh my god, and it was just a name of a character. Oh, damn it. This sucks. Damn, maybe he did come here for a year and I didn't notice.
The detractors, whatever you want to call them, won't do because they realize there's nothing to talk about in the daily. What they want to do is go back and focus on things from the past. Because, yeah, in the past there was drama, there were mistakes made. Admittedly, I've said it as much. I've apologized for it, and I've improved from that, right?
He didn't apologize for some of the mistakes I could think of. And the apologies don't seem sincere. Like, when he built his PC or whatever the fuck, and he was like throwing a temper tantrum on his audience, like the apology seemed more of like, yeah, I was bad. Sorry. Like that's like it just seemed And I said this before, you apologize like enough times for the same thing, it starts feeling less sincere and more like performative. Like, that's it. People were asking him to stop begging and this, that. He got mad. Did he apologize to those people? Did he unban the people that he banned for asking for him to stop having goals or whatever the fuck? No. He didn't. But whatever, okay.
Right? I'm not doing that crap anymore, and I'm happy for it. But they can't admit...
I mean, why can't he apologize to King Be Cruel for calling him cringe? I mean, he banned him for the dude calling him cringe. And, I don't think he ever really apologized to a DJ Runo for getting mad at him in any meaningful way, either. Come on.
Admit that there's been improvement, that there's been changes, because then they have nothing to talk about.
But the improvements, okay, let's talk about these improvements he made. I stopped begging, or whatever, right? He only did that because Asmongold told him to stop. People were telling him to stop begging for months, years, forever, whatever. And he would ignore them, and he said that you like this, you enjoy me saying, let's hit the goal. And then Asmongold's like, Phil, you're being stupid. And he's like, okay, Asmon, you're right, sir. Why did it take Asmongold for him to stop begging or to stop having goals? And then, like, I have another Theo theory about this new thing he's doing, right? Because you'll listen to him talk about Expedition 33 and all this stuff where it's kind of criteria that he needs to get hit, or as Meerkat would call it, a happy meter. Like, can you make Phil happy? Well, figure it out, or whatever, right? Whatever. And it kind of comes off as, like, it's that he still has the $150 goal in his mind, and he has some other engagement goal that I don't know how he measures that, but whatever. And it's gonna get people to be like, Phil, why don't you like let us know what you're looking for? And then he's gonna be like, you guys told me you didn't want goals. Now you want goals? You can have it both ways. Even though he is still treating his streams as if there's a goal, he's just not saying it. So it's more shady and more like scummy than what people were asking. Again, it's like you go to a sandwich shop and you say, you know what, I think you should start having cheese with your sandwiches. And the guy gives you like a dumpster cheese. Cheese that was on the ground. Cheese that was like peed on. Cheese that was like stepped on. Whatever. And that's what he gives you. And you're like, this isn't what I meant. It's like, well, you asked for cheese. Like, you're not gonna want to go back to that sandwich shop. And it seems very spiteful. Now, I'll be a little charitable and say it might be unintentional. Like, he may just have been a spiteful person that it just becomes, like, second nature. But it just seems very spiteful how he got rid of goals by just putting it behind the scenes and not really saying what he's looking for. If he's still having goals for certain streams or he's looking for something in a stream for him to continue playing the game, then how is it any different from what we were doing like in October? Like nothing really changed. It just became behind the scenes. Now, if he was just, I don't know, doing this from the start, that might be something different. It may be in a different perspective. But now, the way that it played out, it just seems that the only lesson he learned from Asmongold was, don't say the word goal. It's like, you know that the N-word is a slur and it's offensive and this and that, and to never say it, but you don't understand the reason why. It's like, I don't know why, but I know I shouldn't say it, and that's it. It's like, maybe you should kind of know why it's offensive and why it's a big deal and why it's a slur and this and that to understand why you shouldn't say it. Like, this is like, and he's in his 40s and he's acting this way. Like, if this was like a child, it's like, okay, you could kind of teach him stuff. But this is a dude in his 40s needing to be taught explicitly what the problem was with him having goals. Like, again, it's not the action of the goal itself was the problem. It's that he would kind of like beat your head in with it. And that was what was annoying. But you can't, but it's like a monkey paw with this guy. Stop begging. Okay, guys, you can support. I'm just explaining how support works. It's like, okay, man, like you didn't learn a lesson.
To eternally believe that I'm the same person that I used to be when I used to make all these mistakes. So the fact that you came by in the last,
like, again, the fact that like him just removing the goals didn't really change anything really shows how little he really changed. Like, come on.
Year, you don't even know or care about the old crap, and instead you're here enjoying the positive new stuff, means I'm doing the right things. So thank you so much for that, Princess Luna. I really appreciate that. I love that feedback, and obviously thank you for the support. Happy New Year to you. The Cheesy Bear did a $5 super chat. I already know that he's a kind of a detractor, and he says, if you don't play mobile games anymore, why'd you tell Asmon a few weeks ago that you do play it and others? Because number one, I didn't say that I still play that game. I don't. And
semantic side Phil. But again, guess what, gang? He said during the time he was playing the mobile games, I don't play mobile games. I don't play it. I love cat. I promised my wife I would never play mobile games. And then he's like, yeah, I play mobile games. So what? So why should we believe him? Oh, because
I haven't in 100 years. I don't play it anymore. All right. Do I play mobile games? Of course I do.
But Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, that's not true. He said he does still play the game. He just doesn't use a Down from the Raptors account. He even said so to his audience, like, before Asmongold. This dude is just saying whatever because he just doesn't. He thinks so little of his viewers. He thinks they're so dumb, and they may not be dumb, whatever. But he thinks they're so stupid, which they honestly they probably are that stupid. Honestly, that they'll just believe anything. That or he's just taking their willingness to believe him for granted, which which is probably also very likely. He takes a lot of things for granted.
I do. I play just like anybody else. I play mobile games casually from time to time. Okay. In fact, sometimes I jump between them. Sometimes I play one for a little bit. I get bored. I move on to another.
So
but I'm not doing what I used to do. I don't sink significant time, money, or effort into them at all.
No. Oh, okay. This is what's funny about the effort thing. It doesn't take effort to play mobile games. DSP even said so as much. He literally said he would play it while he's sitting on the couch, like doing nothing. Like, that's why he plays them. And all this other shit. Like, nobody's saying he's spending a lot of effort or whatever. Money is subjective because, again, as I said multiple times, you could spend like $100 in a mobile game and someone can still say that's a waste of money. Like, even $20. Like, people could say that about anything. Oh, this guy spent $20 for Fortnite skins. That's wasting money. Or whatever the fuck. Like, it's all subjective. But whatever. You know the deal.
It's just a casual thing that I do every once in a while. Usually when I'm already doing something else, like a time killer or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about with Asmongold. But what I'm talking about literally is the person in Kick Chat saying, that account that everyone accuses you of still having was just logged in. Like, yeah, and I was on stream.
Yeah, but, dude, logging in, like, to get a login streak, you could just open the app. Like, if my phone wasn't my camera, and if I was still playing the Skullgirls game, I could just open the game like this, and open it. It takes no effort to open it. This dude uses his phone multiple times. Secondly, he could also open the website on his computer. He played the mobile game on his computer. So, like, nothing really matters. Who cares?
I was literally sitting here talking to you on camera when you're claiming that account was logged in and active. So how is it me?
Were you doing this while it was going on? He should have
crickets. But then they'll come back in 10 minutes and say, oh, look, it's you again. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't need to justify. I don't need to talk about it anymore. These people have gone beyond levels of any kind of rational thought. Because, again, all they want is to believe the toxic so they can keep making content and make money on it. So I'm not going to bring it up anymore. There's no...
But nobody is, like, really spending that much time on WWE Champions anymore. Like, it's kind of like, whatever, who cares, you know? And even then, as I said before, nobody needs that mobile game to exist to believe DSP wastes money. Like, he bought Audio-Technica surround sound headphones to play Call of Duty. Okay.
There's no point. Okay? Okay. Let's see here. Cyber Elk with a €2 super chat says, here. Thank you, Cyber Elk. Good to see you. Like, literally, they can't tell. What are they going to say? Well, I literally...
What?
Super chat from Soul at 2 a.m. who says, I wonder what the drama farmers tell their family on the holidays when they get asked, what do you do for a living? Like, literally...
They could just say, I make videos, and then they're like, okay. Whatever.
They can't tell. What are they going to say? Well, I literally stalk a particular person every moment of their existence. I illegally steal their content every moment and broadcast it without legal permission. I edit it in a way that makes them look bad. And then I put ads on the content and I ask for donations from my viewers so that I can make a lot of money. Basically defaming someone full time, and that's my job.
XQC tell his family? What does Hassan tell his family? What does Wings tell his family?
Great job description, right?
What does LTG tell his family? What does YouTube?
What can I say I do? I'm a gaming content creator. I play games. I review them. I talk about gaming news.
He doesn't review anything. He hyped up reviewing the Fallout TV show, the second season, on his podcast, and he never talked about it. Then someone asked him, "Are you going to talk about the TV show and review it?" And he's like, "No. Why don't you do it on your dumb fuck podcast?" This dude is like, he has a podcast. Like, he has a podcast. Now, I understand a lot of people probably don't care about these things or whatever, but he has a podcast. What do people do on podcasts? They talk about whatever. People can review games they played on their podcast. They can review movies they watch on their podcast. Whatever the fuck. That's like a podcast. He has a podcast, and it's just, it really is just, as I said, instead of like taking the criticism of, oh, you talk too much on the pre-stream, can you get into the gameplay? It's like, okay, it's a podcast, so now I can talk aimlessly and you can't say anything. It's just not even like a serious podcast. The structure is just literally schedule, the daily rep again. Like literally, his podcast is just another version of the daily rep. It is insane. The daily rep is literally like a rehearsal for the podcast. A lot of the things he talks about in the daily rep are going to be carried over into the podcast and either be spun differently, damage controlled, or whatever the fuck. Like, that's all it is. And then just read shoutouts and questions. And then if there's gaming news, it's just literally just, you see, they laid off these people and it's stupid. But he'll like always side with executives over time. Like, I have another podcast we're gonna watch after this, because it's like, it gave me enough reason. This dude gives me reason to do videos like this. This is the kind of content I kind of missed making for a while, dude. I like when I get to criticize his gamer take sometimes.
I do podcasting and hang out with an audience in a positive way every single day, and I love what I do for a living. That's my job description, and it's a pretty darn good one.
But I could say that about what I do. Anyone could say this about anything. A content creator is such a generic statement. I could say I'm a content creator, whatever. I'm an influencer. Yeah.
Anyway, continuing on, thank you to Soul at 2 a.m. for that. 6 Hybrid became a member this morning. Thank you to 6 Hybrid.
Alright, we're just gonna move on positively. Again, he adds this background music. He's like, oh, people said that I have dead air. This is the problem. That's nothing to do with dead air. He's just like that. That's very fun.
We're gonna talk about.
We are again.
Some people
announcing what we're gonna talk about before we talk.
People might disagree because I'm gonna be honest. I get it. Some people are afraid of change. Some people feel like any change is bad.
Okay, he's gonna bring up about what he's gonna do with the Game of the Year countdown shit he's doing. I'm gonna tell you, this is a massive downgrade and very stupid, and I don't think it's gonna be good. Because you've seen his fucking dumb fuck podcasts. They get derailed so often. It's so annoying. He will hype up a subject in the podcast and then be like, well, we talk a lot about the schedule. I don't think there's any time to talk about the thing I want to talk about. Oh, well. And then we never talk about it. It's so annoying. It's like the worst thing. It like is infuriating to hear someone hype up. Like, it's fucking overpromising. Now, I kind of don't think that's gonna happen with these countdowns because, you know, whatever, but I wouldn't put it past them for it to happen. Like, if it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's still bullshit.
That if I basically do not stick to my guns and play every game to its entirety like I used to do, that this is awful. That I'm just throwing games away. There's no reason to ever watch me play a game because if it's not a full playthrough, what's the point? Why invest the time? I disagree with that, and I'm going to explain why.
Hold up. I want to get the lead up to this.
It's 509. He says, how did RimWorld...
Okay, I don't care about RimWorld.
my changes to my content creation mentality in 2026, how things will change, I feel, for the better. Although some people might disagree, because I'm going to be honest, I get it. Some people guns and play every game to its entirety, like I used to do. That if I basically do not stick to my guns and play every game to its entirety, like I used to do.
He bragged about this. And the thing is, what he's saying, he changed this years ago. Dude, his banner used to say, like, full playthroughs, no bullshit, whatever the fuck. He then changed it later on because people kept calling him out for that, and he changed it and said, well, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. He has said this multiple times, but whatever, okay.
To do that, this is awful, that I'm just throwing games away. There's no reason to ever watch me play a game, because if it's not a full playthrough, what's the point? Why invest the time? I disagree with that, and I'm gonna...
I love that he disagrees with this. He said that's the reason why he doesn't want to, like, drop games. He even said, like, it's disrespectful that other Let's Players do this. Other streamers, they pick up a game, and then they drop it, and they pick up another game, and that's disrespectful and unprofessional. And now he's saying, I disagree when that people say this. But you said it. Ah, yes.
I'm going to explain why, but I also understand why there would be people who are of that mentality who are basically upset. Listen, I was the guy known as the guy who would always play a full game on the internet. While everyone else around me was changing, while all my contemporaries were doing different kinds of content and changing that formula around, I was sticking with it, and it wasn't working. You know, it really wasn't. I'm the one playing 60 plus hours of a game everyone played 10 hours of and moved on. Meanwhile, I'm missing all these other games that are coming.
He is saying this, but I'm just going to tell you right now, he will still not play any other game. Because, well, it's a long game. I'm not going to play it. Like, let's say Metaphor 2 comes out. Metaphor 2. And he'll play, like, maybe, like, he'll play the demo. He'll play the demo. And then be like, I guess you guys don't want it. And then never try it again. Instead of, like, playing the game day one and then just dropping it later on. Like, right now he's brute forcing Expedition 33. It's not doing so well, but he's brute forcing it, because the game that is paired with RimWorld is doing well and enough to carry the game. It's for that being the one game. But let's say that he's done with Expedition 33 and he's playing another game that doesn't do well. He's just gonna drop it. It doesn't matter if the other games of the week are doing well. He's just gonna drop it anyway. It's just cherry picking and just empty statements. Like, he doesn't believe in anything he's saying. It's just a damage control PR bullshit so people don't get mad.
They're coming out, and then I wonder why I can't get more than 150 viewers for a game. Right? I have to try to move with the trends. I'm going to have to figure out how to do things properly. But also, I have to figure out what are the games that are good enough, meaningful enough to an audience to stick with them and beat them. It's going to be a challenge. This is something that I've never really had to tackle before, but this is...
He has done this before. Like, dude, he dropped Skyward Sword HD edition. He played the remaster and dropped it. He dropped so many games before this. And then beat game, like, the only game that was an enigma, technically, is DK Bonanza, but at the same time, it's a AAA Nintendo game. Like, of course he would have to beat it.
This is how everyone else is surviving. I hate to tell you, this is just it. This is the reality of content creation, is that almost no one can make a living doing full playthroughs of every game anymore unless they're taking a sponsorship deal. If they're getting paid to play the game, if they're getting tons of money from selling a product or a referral code or whatever it is, and I don't do any of it.
But this is, like, so static as well, because, like, I just feel like streamers don't, like, make these decisions based on money or whatever the fuck. I think they just play what they want to play, and then what happens, happens. Like, whatever.
Any of that. So I have to move with the times, and I have to adapt and change to survive. I know some people will have issue with that. Some people in chat literally right now have issue with that. But we'll talk about it. We'll do it in a way that makes sense, because I want you to understand I'm not just going to drop every game either. We're going to have games that I'm going to play that we're going to enjoy at length as well, okay?
What? But he just said...
Okay.
But that's what he just said, technically. Because he said before, we gotta find games that we both can enjoy, that we can beat, and this and that. But okay, whatever.
Let's continue with shout-outs before we get to this topic.
Oh my god, more shout-outs. God damn.
Yeah, it was a super chat.
I love this. He derails what he's talking about to do shout-outs, but when he's playing a video game that he can pause, he will just be like, okay, I'll shout that in a minute. And then he keeps playing and does whatever, meaningless bullshit, to then shout out later. Like, gameplay, you have to wait. But this, he can stop what he's talking about to read shout outs.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then there was another $2 tip. There you go. At 2 a.m. just did a $5 super chat. Says your thanks for $2. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Soul at 2 a.m. just did a $5 super chat. Says your full playthrough of Chrono Trigger was good. I was watching your last on-demand playthrough of it. Yeah, and again, that everything that I do, then I would
Wait, what?
really was good. I was watching your last on-demand playthrough.
Okay, I got
yeah, and again, that is definitely one thing. If I
Okay, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He's like, how can I log into Champions? I'm talking to you. And he's right now. All right, guys. As you can see, type, move my mouse, blah blah blah. Yeah, man. How can he log into Champions while he's podcasting, guys? What?
really was a bigger streamer and could get people to kind of come and watch.
Oh my god, he bragged about playing Chrono Trigger. He's like, you guys showed... I kind of wonder if I can find it. Let's see. Emotional end.
Okay, everyone, well, welcome.
Oh my god, the audio is so funny.
So yeah, so now if you load, see
Okay.
that optional content. That was pretty cool, man. Thank you all. All right, let's quit out, and we're gonna adjourn. All right, everyone. So thank you so very much. 28 hours in Chrono Trigger over the summer. I hope that you guys enjoy, and thank you again. I just want to say special thanks to the people who show up and engage and support and any kind of interaction or any kind of support at all for these retro games, because I love playing the games from my childhood. I really do. And it really sucks, I hate to say it, that modern gamers really, in a lot of cases, do not have respect for the classics. When I played this game 10 years ago, okay, my audience was pissed at me. Keep in mind, 10 years ago.
I love he says that they don't like the classics, but they watch all these other classic video games.
Was a primarily an on-demand YouTuber. Even though I was streaming, I had no interactivity with my audience. It was meant to be like fan service, and essentially everything was done for the on-demand viewers. And people were literally pissed at me that I did a summer of retro. I did Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Mario World, Super Mario 3, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, and I think there was one more. And I played for like maybe a month and a half, 2 months, and people were furious. Why are you only playing retro games? We love everything else. You should be playing Grand Theft Auto. You should be playing Street Fighter. You should be playing, Modern Warfare. You should be playing. Why would you play these old games? How dare you waste our time? I actually had feedback like that. How dare you waste our time? You're not in touch with modern gaming. Okay? And you know what?
But
to some extent...
You know what's funny, though? He says, oh, I can't play these kind of games all together, whatever, Burnout, blah blah blah. But he spent the summer back then doing all retro games. Maybe they were burnt out. Maybe they didn't want like 5 retro games forced down their throat, DSP. Ever think of that?
I get it. Like, people want to see the new stuff, but you got to understand that it's important.
And then the other funny thing is that, like, they're saying this about, like, watching and play a game. They're not saying that Chrono Trigger sucks. Like, none of this criticism is really about the game. Think about it.
Came from. You know what I mean? This game inspired so many others with its themes, with its gameplay elements, with the amazing music. It really did inspire a ton of
okay, ready to
Jasper, would you please?
Jasper, get out of here.
See the difference between 10 years ago and today? That today I was able to play this game and enjoy it, and people showed up, engaged, supported, and understood why.
Oh, they support. I love that, like, we're going back and forth with this. We loved classic JRPGs. He said the same thing about Suikoden. To the point where the Suikoden 1 playthrough gave us a promise. He was gonna play Suikoden 2. Guess what, gang? He's never gonna beat that game. He'll never go back to it. That game is dead. That game is gone. Don't bring it up. Like, I just love, we are just not going back to Suikoden 2 ever again. That game is dead.
Everything that I do, then I would play more RPGs and more classic RPGs particularly. Like, for example, I've now played through Chrono Trigger twice and still haven't been able to do any of the alternate endings. And it sucks because...
But he said back then, people engaged and supported it and all this other bullshit you could think of. And now he's like, I will never be able to do that. Huh?
The alternate endings are fun. I want to do them, but I never get a chance. You know, I'm grateful and blessed that right now I'm able to go back to Expedition 33 and do all of the content.
This didn't age very well because now he's talking about how it's not doing well, but it could be the one game that could not do well and he'll still play it. It is so annoying how selective that mentality is, because he couldn't think that way with Hades 2. He couldn't think that way with any other game. Since that game didn't do good, fuck it. Throw it off the cliff. But Expedition 3 could, like, not hit the goal multiple times, or excuse me. It may not hit the happy meter as much as other games, but that's okay. We can still play it.
Content that I missed, because it sucked that I missed so much of that content when I was playing the game.
And then the other thing is, you know, he does these changes to his content, and he will never give these other games a chance again because it didn't perform during the time where it had different criteria. Like, whatever.
It's meaningful stuff. It's good stuff. We're doing it right now. We're unlocking all of this awesome content. So, you know, but I love Chrono Trigger. I've played so many classic games over the years. I would say the next classic games that I want to play are probably either Final Fantasy 4 or 6 in the Pixel Remaster collection.
What about Suikoden 2?
But
what about Suikoden 2? You promised that playthrough. Wait a minute, Phil. Hold up. Were you over-promising and under-delivering Suikoden 2? He promised he'd play Suikoden 2 if the first game was supported, and 2 was also supported. Where is Suikoden 2, Philip? You promised Suikoden 2. I hope he wasn't over-promising and under-delivering, guys, because he would never do that.
At this point, we're working on Expedition 33, and then we'll go from there. If anything I've learned is that you cannot do more one lengthy RPG at a time. It doesn't work. You try to do more than one lengthy RPG, everyone complains you're doing too much of the same. It can't go that far, right? Okay. By the way, Borderlands fan is saying, why didn't you read out my super sticker? Because super stickers, sadly...
Okay, I don't care about super stickers.
...pair, and I appreciate that, but
it's weird, he says he can't read super stickers, but he has read super stickers so many times in the past.
The thing is, it's not in my queue, so thank you for telling me. I appreciate it.
Whatever.
I can just scroll up in the chat and find it. Contribution. Okay. If you're doing any...
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
But if you do 500 or more...
Okay.
We have a ball 11. we're going to talk about that in a second. I want to give you my opinions on RimWorld.
Oh my god!
Did I do it? And Scrap Rats became a member. Does this song not sound like
Oh my god, this is
Did
torture.
a $50 Canadian super
I thought we were talking about what we're changing.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
What I think we should do now is let's talk about my changes to content creation in 2026, how I feel like this is going to positively affect my content. Okay. And let's talk about currently what's going on with the schedule, because of these changes, we currently have a couple games that are in flux, and I want to tell you my thoughts about what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And how we're going to tackle them. Okay. Princess Luna just up this morning feeling refreshed. It's great, right? So thank you guys so very much for, actually back in the day, I was known as the guy who would run out to the store.
Okay, are we actually...
Okay, so now let's talk, everyone.
Okay,
all right?
now
so
let's
here's
talk.
the deal.
All right,
Previously
here's the deal.
up to now, especially back in the day, I was known as the guy who would run out to the store, buy a game from GameStop, bring it home, unbox it in a video.
Okay.
Before I was a streamer. Okay?
We don't need
and
the
within a few
origin
days,
story.
I would have the full playthrough.
I said this in the past, but imagine if every Marvel movie was like written like how DSP runs his podcast. Every time like Captain America would show up, you would have to see the origin story again every time. All right, let's get Captain America. Hi guys, I came from the past. I was frozen or whatever the fuck. Blah blah blah. There's like, okay, Iron Man, what's up? Okay, yeah, I was in a cave and I built a suit, and I'm a billionaire.
Playthrough of that game out on the internet, and I'd be on to the next. So
Like,
I was
nobody would
known as one
watch
of the
it.
guys who could very quickly get through a game and then move on to another game. That stuck with me all of these years, meaning selecting a game and saying, I'm going to keep playing that particular game at length, and then that game would become a part of my rotation, and I would play it till the end, okay? Now, the thing is, there very much were some games that I would play and maybe like it first and then not like as much after a few sessions, but I would stick with them and beat them anyway. But what ended up happening is a lot of the times I would play a game for 2-3 streams and people would be like, we don't like it anymore. Why are you still playing it? And I'd be like, well, because we got to see it to the end. How can I fairly review it or give my opinion on it unless we beat it? Maybe it'll turn around, right? And the thing is, I got to understand something. As much as I am playing games and having a good time with them, for me, it's also for an audience. I'm not just doing it for me. I'm supposed to be doing stuff that entertains an audience. If I don't have an audience that's being entertained, then why am I bothering with that content, correct?
Sorry.
So,
That was crazy.
if that's the case, right? Moving forward, I think that I should be more selective with the games that I choose to actually play in their completion. I'm not saying that every single game should be disposable and I don't play them to completion. What I'm saying is I should definitely be more selective with the ones that I'm going to spend a lot of streams on.
Low-key, he kind of explained this in a more like direct way like minutes ago. It just kind of hit me. He summarized what he was talking about, and it was like, okay, that's okay. And then he's talking about, like, see, this is the problem with how DSP talks. He should really go back to school, I guess. He like summarizes what he wants to talk about, and it conveys what he wants to do, like, immediately. Then he goes into what he's talking about, but he expands on it, like, as if it's like a very complicated idea. Like, this doesn't work. Like, it's not like you watch a video essay where they may summarize what they want to talk about in a video, but that's always, like, for a more complex idea. Like, Nakey Jakey Doob did a video on, like, difficulty. He talked about Silk Song, whatever. He starts the video with a basic premise, and then he kind of, like, went from there. This isn't, like, he's doing that kind of, like, format for this, and it's, like, insane. Genuinely insane. Because you're talking about what your vision is for your content. You could just say, okay guys, like, instead of just, like, playing a game through completion, I'm gonna, like, play a game, and if we're not vibing with it, I'm gonna drop it, and then we're gonna play another game. But instead of doing that, he has to like come with a cool narrative, so he sounds cool.
Case in point, if I play 2-3 streams of a game and I've already noticed a sharp decline in viewership and engagement and attendance and support, why?
Guess what? There's a sharp decline in Expedition 33. He's gonna still play it. Already, this statement is out the window. We're back to what we've just been doing. We will just drop games whenever we feel like it. But if there's a game he wants to finish, we're just gonna stick through it and say that, well, this other stream is doing pretty good, so it's carrying that.
Why am I still streaming it? Because I might miss out on another game. And the thing
And
is,
guess
like,
what he did last night during RimWorld? He said, guys, we didn't get enough support for the Expedition stream. Let's make up for it. Again, we are now doing what we did before, where it's the next stream's responsibility to make up for the other stream. But don't worry, guys, he doesn't have a goal. So it's not let's hit the goal 2 times or whatever the fuck, but it says make up for the support, which is like begging shit he has done actually before this. But whatever, okay.
like we just talked about previously, okay? Today, number one, my time is in way more demand than it used to be.
He has said this before!
Meaning today, there's just way more games coming out. There's more to do and cover and talk about than there used to be.
No, there isn't. He said it's a slow. He only said it's a lot of games because there's a lot of indie games. Yeah, but a lot of them could also be shovelware.
Back in the day, in a given month, there'd be 5 to 10 games tops that were big games.
This was true regardless, even back then. But he'd only play AAA. He's saying this now because guess what, gang? There's not a lot of AAA games coming out. So of course he's saying this. The environment, like, made him say this. It's like, you became a meat eater, right? You eat a lot of meat. And then all the animals that you eat are extinct. There's no more meat. All that's left are plants. You're gonna naturally say, I'm a vegetarian, guys. Yeah, I'm actually a vegetarian. It's like, yeah, you're a vegetarian because you have no access to meat anymore.
And then nothing else mattered. Today, there's literally a new game coming out every single day. And it's going to be hard for me to judge what games to play and what not. Especially if I'm sticking with games that people...
Why does it, like... But this is how, like, robotic and cold he is about gaming. People play games that they like or they're interested in. Like, dude, I saw screenshots or videos of the game Demon School, and I thought it looked really interesting. I bought the game, and I'm actually really liking the game. I looked at Unbeatable, I kind of liked it, it looked interesting, played it, and it's alright. Not like a winner or anything, but it was a fun game for the short time I had with it. It's a very charming game in my opinion, but whatever. Like, these are games that are like, I'm just like looking at and coming to a conclusion on my own. He was doing the game schedule, like, what do you guys think is gonna be viral? What game do you think is good? There's really not a game he chose himself. And then the game that he does pick, it's always, oh, this game was like this other game. Like, he hyped up Tainted Grail because, well, there's no Elder Scrolls game coming out. So this is gonna be the Elder Scrolls game that we all love. Like, it's just, he only looks at games that's like a substitute for another property that's not around. Like, if you make a game that's like Mass Effect, he will automatically be interested because there's nothing going on with Mass Effect. And you're like, dude, this is the real Mass Effect 4, guys. This is the one. EA is not doing it, they did it. So we got Mass Effect 4.
People aren't even asking for anymore. So my time is always in demand. Phil, will you play this game? Phil, when are you going to play this game? Will you go back and play this retro game? Will you play this indie game that no one ever heard of? What about this big AAA game that's coming out? Are you anticipating it? You know what I mean? Like, all the time. These are the questions I get asked. I'm like, I can't answer because things change so quickly, right? They really do. And it's hard these days to know what to do with
it kind of shows how fake he is with that. I'm like kind of thinking about this, like, yo, yeah, everything changes. So you're interested in a game, and then you're automatically losing it. I mean, that does happen actually. Now that I think about it, but I don't know how often, or the circumstance, right? But whatever.
with my time? You know, what's going to get most people?
I think the reason why, like, the reason I've seen people, like, not be hyped for a game is really, like, it's stuff they look into. DSP is not that much of a scholar to look into games. The most you'll see is a bandwagon. Like, he will not try a game if it gets just enough hate. If it gets just enough, he'll drop it and not even give it a chance.
Entertained and excited to come to a DSP gaming stream. I don't know a lot of the time, but I can tell you this, playing the 30th, 40th stream of a game that people are tired of is not the way to do it, okay? On the flip side of that, there very well may be games that I never expected would be as popular as they are, notably one we're playing today in Pokemon Legends ZA, that I do want to stick with. Like with Pokemon, I thought actually this...
How did he think Pokemon was not going to stick in popularity? A lot of his Pokemon streams were carried anyway. But whatever.
Pokemon would fail? Because everyone said that it was going to be in a small city. It wasn't going to have as much of the open world exploration that people wanted.
Oh my god,
Here
people keep talking about this Pokemon game as if it's like a new generation. It's a spin-off game. That's why they call it Pokemon Legends. The Pokemon Legends is a completely different game. It's not like, I think the next game, they're just calling it Pokemon Gen 10 right now, or whatever. Like, that's a different game than what ZA is.
Over 2 months after the release of Pokemon Legends ZA, and people are still showing up, engaging, and supporting these streams and want more. So, sometimes you got to do a wait-and-see attitude, and if it's working, it's working, right? But I don't want to be the guy that is stuck playing every single game for 2 months, and because of that, we only end up playing 5 to 6 games in 2 months.
You know what? I wish I remember what video of his it was, but he literally was talking about, we're gonna have a 3-strike policy, and this and that became such a clown metric, because one game it was 3 strikes, the other game was like 10 strikes, the other game was 1 strike and it was out. Like, it was all over the place, because this guy doesn't stick to anything he says. He will, like, invent rules and then just break them the next day because he forgot. Literally, like, he's the kind of author that if he wrote a story, he'd just simply forget the rules of his own world. Yeah, I'm making a story, and nobody can, like, eat food. Everyone doesn't eat. And then the next chapter rolls around, this guy ate food. I thought that's not allowed. I forgot, or whatever. Like, or in anime or manga, whatever, where, like, a character has a superpower or an ability, and then, like, 5 arcs later, it's like, they completely forgot that ability. Like, that happens a lot with JoJo. Like, Stardust Crusaders, like, they gave, like, JoJo, like, an ability, and then, like, it never, like, it went away. They simply forgot.
And I miss out on all of these adventurous first-time experiences. If anything, what I want to know from you guys is, what game should I try? What game shouldn't I try? If I try a game, what criteria should I use to judge if it's working that you want more? Okay? It's not always just going to be...
Wait, what? This sounds insane.
What game should I try? What game shouldn't I try? If I try a game, what criteria should I use to judge if it's working that you want more?
What? So, we're gonna talk about what criteria he should look for? That's not gonna happen, because he'll literally just say, as you can see, nobody supported, so I'm dropping it. Okay, we got support, but nobody was talking to me. This is just the same shit. He's reintroducing, like, it's the meme from Jimmy Neutron, where it's like, Sheen, this is the 50th time you have shown us this. DSP, this is like the 50th time you told us this fucking criteria before. He has said this so many times. I think, I closed out that video, but that other podcast, whatever he did, I swear he said the same thing. Like, he says this every year. This is like the new version of DS positivity, where it says, this year I'm gonna be positive. I'm not gonna talk about trolls. I'm not gonna be negative. Then, like, as the year goes on, he becomes negative anyway, whatever. Because this guy just says shit. Guys, I'm gonna play Street Fighter 6, and I'm not gonna rage. I'm not gonna rage, guys. Oh, fuck this guy! Well, okay, guys, I'm not raging. I'm just saying the guy's a scrub, okay?
lot more. Okay, it's not always just going to be financial. I want you to understand that, because a lot of people think, oh, well, if it makes Phil money, he's just going to keep playing it. That's not always the case.
He has said this before. He said this before. Dude, he's just repeating bullshit. This is Groundhog Day.
There was games this year. I'll give you an example. American Truck Simulator. Okay? That was a game that I played.
But it didn't hit the goal when he dropped it. He literally didn't hit the goal, and then he dropped it.
Once a week for, 7, 8 months, maybe longer. But to be honest with you, there was only 1 or 2 people who really were considering keeping it going through their contributions. They would come and drop sub-bombs. Okay?
Sub-bams.
And the sub-bombs would, oh, so you financed the playthrough. But in reality, people weren't really showing up for it anymore. Things were slowing.
During this time, by the way, he would always also say that people were engaged and asked questions. He then played Power Wash Sim, and that was like the sister game, as he would probably call it if he was, cringe enough. It was the same shit. It was another sim game where they can interact, but whatever.
Slowing down. People actually
And guess what? It didn't get, supported enough, and he dropped it anyway. What a shocker.
Turning that into a content farm for toxic people rather than it being a meaningful project that I was working on.
But anything could be a toxic farm. This is really stupid. People could do this on his podcast.
So I have to be careful about that stuff. It's not always just about who's throwing money at a game. It's got to be about, are people showing up, engaging, and supporting? It's 3 criteria, not 1. And if any, just
okay, it's 3 criteria, right? I'm sorry, I'm really, dude, it's a post-nasal drip. But, there was a stream where he had the support, not the support, excuse me. He had the views, he had the engagement, but not the support. Guess what? DSP kept talking about dropping in the game. So, it is about all 3 things. If it's not just about money, then why isn't the 2 of the 3 things okay? Why is it only okay for Expedition 33 to now not be supported?
just because I get high attendance on a game, if people are only there because they're toxic and they're making fun and no one's actually being positive about it, then that's maybe something else that I have to drop, right?
But he dropped multiplayer games for that same reason. He claimed he dropped Street Fighter 6 because of that. Same with Mario Kart. This is such nonsense. It's just circumstantial, convenient things to say. It's come on.
These are things
you go to the doctor and they tell you, oh, your cholesterol's fucked up, so don't eat meat anymore. You, eat more healthy things. And then you're like, guys, I'm not eating meat anymore. I'm healthy now. I'm eating my greens. I'm a vegetarian now. Pretty cool. But you're only a vegetarian because you're not actually allowed to eat meat because you don't want high cholesterol. It's that's all it is. It's that kind of laziness. It's why I say when he says man, if he would have to say it again for me to really point at it, but it's he tells his chat don't talk about trolls, so he doesn't talk about trolls. But if the chat talks about them, he'll gladly talk about them because he cannot do anything on his own. He needs other people to hold his hand in life. This is how much of a drone this guy is. And it's very sad.
Things that I have to learn and evolve in 2026. I don't want to be the same guy who's just playing the same games every day and then it gets played out. I would like to be a guy who maybe jumps around and is more adventurous and tries more stuff. In reality, thankfully, because of you and all the positivity and support you've given me, now I can do that. It used to be I could only afford a few games a month. Now I have the flexibility to literally buy whatever I need. If there were 5 new games that...
Okay, tell him to play, you know what? Tell him to give Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 a chance again. See what happens.
came out this week and we wanted to try every single one, I could do that without flinching, without cringing, without penny pinching and saying, oh, it hurts. It doesn't hurt. I could do.
Okay, so then how come when we were doing the marathons, right, you opted to get the cheapest games or demos? Like, what was that game he played? It was that anime game where like you're in VR and whatever. That game, he got the demo of it. Why does he buy the game and beat it or whatever, right? Okay.
I can do whatever I need to do.
Also, it's kind of telling though, like when he talks about refunds, he doesn't refund any game. Because and he says like, oh, I'm making so much money, I don't need to refund a game, which is like, that's like he kind of talks about as if doing refunds is like a scam. Like this is what poor people do, but it's like these things exist for a reason. Like you don't have to do a refund to scam the company. Like it's your money. You bought something, you didn't want to use it, you return it. Like I remember, like when I was younger, when my dad bought the iPhone, he bought the iPhone, then it was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna use this. He then returned it. Was he scamming Apple? Was he scamming Steve Jobs at the time? This is the first generation iPhone, by the way. He returned it and was like, whatever with it. But was he scamming Steve Jobs? No, he just bought it, thought he was gonna use it, then decided, I like my Nokia. I'm gonna keep my Nokia. I'm gonna get rid of this. I don't want this after all, and then returned it. Like that had nothing to do with like his financial situation or whatever. These things are there for a reason. You buy pants, maybe the pants are too big, you return it. Like, come on.
To do, and I'm good. And that's because of all of you and your levels of positivity and support. And thank you for that. Because now I think you're going to find I'm going to reciprocate and I'm going to give back what you're giving.
Oh my God, performative things. I'm going to reciprocate. So he's saying this so that you can keep giving him money. That's all it is. Like, see guys, I'm doing this, so I'm reciprocating by doing that, and then you can reciprocate by giving me more support. All this dude does is everything's a transaction. Everything's a transaction. Like, it's kind of like insane. You don't have to say this out loud. You can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna try games or whatever. Like, but he tells you this so that you know the deal.
Giving to me. Instead of it just being you're throwing contributions into a money pit,
instead
you're going to see concrete changes, efforts to try to do.
Technically, whatever money that you give is technically a money pit. It's just it's which money pit you think is more like fine for you to throw your money in. Because technically, when you're buying a video game, like even fighting games, like I buy like season pass of Guilty Gear. Yeah, that's a money pit. But at the same time, like, I am getting something out of it, I understand that. But it's not necessary, I don't need the season passes to live. But, like, that's just the nature of, like, this kind of industry. You offer something, and people pay money to it. And technically, that is a money pit. But whatever.
Do more games, more stuff, more content, different kinds, okay? I want you to see that I want to do this for the long haul, and I'm enjoying the heck out of myself now that I am out of that rut that I was in for such a long time. Okay?
He was out of that rut for such a long time. Dude, during the vest streak, even back then, he goes, guys, I'm out of the rut. The vest streak really helped me out. Then it was the hat streak. Then it was the king shit. Blah, blah, blah. He was saying he was out of this stuff while he had the king's goal. Like, that's where we were at the time. But ever since Asmongold said, oh, Phil, you should not say the word goal, it's bad. He's like, okay, now I gotta say goal. So you guys are out of the rut. What rut were you in back then, dumb fuck? Like, it makes no sense.
So, let's go. This year, let's not have those boundaries, those confinements, those limitations. If there's a new game you're aware of and you want me to give it a go, please do. Share that with me. Let me know. And if I get a few people saying, hey, did you hear that there's good stuff going on or whatever? I'll jump right in. Let's try it today. Screw it, right? We don't have to be adhering to a set concrete schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure. Today he's playing fucking I want to say Expedition. No, Pokemon. He's playing Pokemon today. Let's say you know what? Capcom dropped the Pragmata demo. Why doesn't he try it? No, he's not gonna try it. And then but let's say like a brand new game everyone is talking about, raving today. Oh, this game is amazing! It's a sleeper hit of 2026. Let's say that happened. You tell him today, feel this game everyone's saying is outstanding. You should play it right now. He'll be, I had it in the schedule. We're playing Pokemon, so we're not gonna play it. But maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. I'm not gonna play it. I promise, Pokemon. Because he doesn't mean anything. This is just like a fucking high because it's January 1st when he was doing this podcast.
Schedule all the time.
This dude talks like a fucking dude that's drunk. Like, yeah, man, like, let's hang out more, man. Guys, okay, man. Like, dude, tonight, I think we're now super best friends. I think we should like hang out every night, every week, guys. Let's do this regularly. Let's just go anywhere. Let's just do it, man. That's how DSP is sounding. Let's just play a game. If a game comes out, let's just play it, man. Let's just play it, man. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, man. And then the next day when he sobers up, he's not gonna remember any of this.
We could change things on the fly, right? We got to be a little bit more adapting and jumping, and you know what I'm saying? I think that being that more flexible kind of gamer is going to allow us to open our eyes to new genres, new horizons, new kinds of gaming. And
I like that he's saying that it's going to open our eyes. We are going to open our horizons. Yeah, okay. DSP should play Demon School. Fuck it. He should play it. He should play it. Why not?
That I didn't even know existed. Until a few weeks ago, I didn't know what an extraction shooter was. I didn't even know what Megabonk was. Everyone had always said, oh, Vampire Survivors. Well, I didn't play it. So I play Megabomb, but oh, that's the kind of game it is.
Why does he play Vampire Survivors? He should respect the classics. Respect the game that other games come from, right?
I don't even know what to classify that as. But this is awesome that now I am getting that level of variety and exposure and experience in games. It allows me to speak better to them. Instead of being the dinosaur who used to just play the old AAA games, now I'm starting to play all the new stuff, and I'm getting it, right?
He's only saying this, again, because there's no AAA games coming out. The only one that's coming out that soon is, like, fucking Resident Evil. It's so easy to be an indie man when there's no other game coming out.
I'm starting to get a mentality for what the new gaming landscape is going to be. Moving forward, the new gaming landscape is not going to be AAA games. If you haven't noticed, 2025 exposed these AAA studios for basically being greedy and inept at what they...
This is so stupid because how did that happen? Because people did not like realize Ghosts of Yote was whatever the fuck. They were just like, this game looks dumb, blah blah blah, and people still played it, whatever. You know, whatever. People were doing this culture war shit, like, with any game, even before last year. It has nothing to do with, like, gaming as a whole. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just, like, obviously AAA games are going to come out less and less, but it's, like, what happens every year. 2017 had a lot of good games. Nier, Persona 5, I think Wolfenstein 2 came out that year as well. You know, whatever. It had a lot of good games in 2017. The following year, of course, was a slower year because you can't have banger years back to back to back to back to back anyway. You know, etc. Like that. This happens multiple times. And 2025 was just another year where it's like, yeah, there's not a lot of games coming out. And how many games do you know around, like, December, January, where it's like, oh yeah, here's all the release dates, they're all coming out right now. Like, whatever.
What they do. They are not good game developers anymore. Instead, they're just focusing on money and microtransactions and season passes. That's not what gamers want. Gamers want fun experiences that are addictive and easy to jump into. And by the way, don't break the bank. Hey, I can play a new game for $20 and get a bunch of weeks of experience and gameplay out of it instead of spending $70 and being disappointed that the game was bloated, boring, and crap, right? That's the future of gaming. At least.
But this was like going on for years. But he never picked any indie games during that time. People were even telling him that during the low points. Phil, since you have to be tight with money, why do you pick indie games? Because they're cheaper and then they're better. And he's like, no, I have to play AAA games. You guys love it.
At least for now. And it may change over time, but I am absolutely
For now. It's almost like it was just so happens that last year was a slow year. I mean, even then, like, see, this is what's like kind of funny, because a lot of people just don't like think solely like this, right? Because I mean, even Asmongold is trying to tell this to DSP, but he's so stupid. He's part of these fucking babies, where it's like they classify all these games separately to the point where, like, yeah, 2025 does seem like a bad year for games when all you play is like one kind of game. But there's a lot of games that are out there, but you're just ignoring that. Like, it's like the same thing that's happening in the movie industry. Yeah, if all you're watching is Marvel movies, yeah, it was a bad year for movies, but the movies I've seen, it was a great year for movies. One bit after another, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Marty Supreme, Begonia, you know, I have to look at other movies like came out that year as well. I barely remember them. Sentimental Value, like, etc., etc. All these movies came out. It was great. But obviously, like, yeah, if all I watch is Marvel movies, I'm not gonna like last year, and I'm probably not gonna like this year. But it's like that's just how it is. And this is like, yeah, it's a bad year for games. Yeah, if all you're looking at is like one genre. And like even Asmongold is trying to tell that to DSP, like, well, actually, but you know, he does talk about that in another podcast that we're gonna like look at. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'll get
absolutely into it loving that we're in a time when every day we could do something different and we're excited.
But how did 2025 expose that? Oh, it's like, of course, games are getting more expensive, and people are like, well, they're just doing this like kind of trend, whatever. But this has been stuff that people have been saying for years. Like, it's not really being exposed. It's just, oh, this year, like, there's really not a lot going on. But that's like every year. Like, dude, Hades won Game of the Year like a few years ago at the Game Awards. Balatro won the year before. Like, oh, you know, did it win? I want to say it won, but it may have went to Astrobot now I think about it. Whatever. Like, indie games have won Game of the Year before and been nominated multiple times, but it was just never good enough for Pigman over here.
Instead of the same thing over and over, right? I have a couple quick things to say because people are being nice here. Jade says, thank you for all of these years. I watched you playing Super Street Fighter to now, and I've seen you grow up over all this time. Thank you for that.
I've seen you grow up, Phil.
You're Not Funny says, I think if you ask after playing a game for a while, ask the stream, do you think this is getting stale or not? There you go.
Oh man, yeah, that he's definitely gonna do that, and that won't be skewed at all in any which way, because guess what he's gonna say? If he's like liking a game, like, you know, I kind of want people to do that for Clear Obscure at this point. People just say, "Oh, this game is boring, Phil." He's like, if you don't like it, leave. We like the game. You don't like it. Or he's gonna say the trolls say to do this, so these are trolls. These are troll accounts. Like, yeah, he's gonna definitely do this, right?
There you go. Max Power says, I agree. Don't. He says, stop chasing new games. Successful people do not chase newer viral games. They make them viral. Mega Blanc released times ago that clicks with one streamer and become viral. I'm not saying that I only want to play viral games.
Dude said stop chasing new games. And he's like, I'm not going to play viral games. But that's all he talked about during the game schedule. He was like, oh, I wonder what's going to be fucking viral. But like, if he just wants to play games, and why do, like, the other thing is, why does he be more adaptable, right? Let's say that someone says, "Oh, I don't want to play. I don't want to see Expedition 33. You know, can we take a break from it?" Then he stops playing it. Then if they ask for it again, he can play it again. But like, because let's say that someone says, "Phil, can you go back to Hades 2? I think I want to see you play it now." Like, he's not gonna play it because he's like, "Well, you guys weren't there when I played it." Like,
I'm saying if there's new games coming out that even just look appealing to you guys, let me
again, the guy said, "Stop chasing new games." He is telling, I'm not talking about viral games. I'm saying, look at new games.
know. Maybe we could play a game no one's ever heard of and turn it into a fun playthrough. It doesn't matter if my...
DSP should play Unbeatable. You should play Unbeatable. I'm sure you'd love it, right? Oh, man. Like...
yeah, goes viral. As long as we're enjoying the game, does it matter? Of course not.
This game is
Maybe we'll play some fun indie stuff no one ever heard of, and we'll actually get some great traction out of it. Who knows, right?
Yeah, play Demon School. Play Demon School. You should play Demon School. It's an RPG, dude.
Crackerjack says, I'm so glad you're finally financially stable in your life. Well done. Yeah, it took a long time, but I'm telling you, I told you, like, this last year and a half, almost 2 years, has been very rough. But I got through the drama, and we're good now. Like, all I got to do is maintain where I am. I'm good forever. All I got to do is maintain,
good
and
forever.
we're doing good. I want you to understand
you
that.
You have to maintain, I'm good forever. Okay.
It's not a struggle anymore. It's not. It's, hey, I come on stream and we hang out. We have a good time. We're having, we're enjoying it, and people support it because they like what they see. It used to be the pity party. We support DSP because we're...
Oh my god, the pity party. The pity party of Phil. Oh, yes. Of course. Everything's a pity party. But I love he's admitting it, because that's what everyone said he was doing. And he said, I'm not pity party. I'm just describing a fact.
We're sad because he's doing bad, and everyone makes fun of him. Now it's, hey, we support DSP because, damn, I like his streams. I have a good time hanging out with him. We're playing games. We're laughing.
You know what? No, this is fucked up. Think about it. Let's say you were a fan of this guy during that period of time, and you were supporting him. He is telling you you supported because it was a pity party and not because you like his content. But then, like, at the same time, he's talking about clear up here, like, I hope people come by and watch. He's still guilt tripping them. It's just, since it's not just tied to money anymore, it's like, well, that's fine. Like, come on.
We're having fun. His setup is great. He can jump between whatever he wants. And look, today he's starting a new game that I was interested in. This is amazing. Let me support him. That's a completely different mentality of what it used to be, and I'm very happy for that. Okay?
Why didn't he play Demon School? That's a new game. It's not even a year old.
I think I already addressed what Broden said. He said, hold on. I just missed. Still have it flop. You're right. I feel like now, and I actually said this.
Wait, what?
It's time to explore. Right. Broden, I think I already addressed what Broden said. He said, hold on. I just misclicked. It allows you to step outside your gaming areas like Megabonk. It's time to explore. Right. Abel says games just need to be fun now. You could throw millions at a project and still have it flop. You're right.
Yeah, just
I feel
fun.
like now,
Why
I actually
hasn't
said
any
this.
developer thought of this? Just make games
last
fun.
night. Because someone did a big super chat last night on the stream and said, I don't know. I saw you playing years ago, and it seemed like you had more passion for games back then than you do now. No, 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 no. It's not my passion for games. It's the games.
No, it's kind of... I mean, it's whatever. Again, like, you go back, and you maybe find some enjoyment, but here's the thing. He at least tried playing the game on his own. And that's what made these games fun. Like, playing Street Fighter 4 or whatever. He was just playing the game. You didn't have to sit there and be like, okay, so these are the tier lists, and then, like, we're gonna do this. Oh, they're not doing the way that it's supposed to. This is not how it works, or whatever the fuck. Or he was like, I gotta try to get master rank, guys. I gotta hit the highest rank in Street Fighter 4, guys. We gotta make progress. Because, like, the Street Fighter 6 streams, a lot of their rage and anger came from him just saying, if he did a stream of Street Fighter 6 and he did not progress in the ranking at all, like let's say he started at like 1-star silver. If he didn't make it to 2-star or platinum, whatever, that's a waste of a stream and he wasted everyone's time. Which is the dumbest mentality to have when it comes to fighting games. Because it's like, yeah, if you're like trying to like get a goal, that's one thing, but you also have to understand you're going against other people. You may not hit that progress at all, and that's just, you just have to eat it. But this dude was so attached to, I gotta hit the goal, I gotta hit the progress, dude. I gotta make progress. And he was getting mad when he wasn't making the progress he wanted. Like, it's that anger, like, you know, I felt this way too, playing Guilty Gear now that they have a ranking mode. Where it's like, oh, I'm so close to like 3-star platinum. I'm so close. And then it's like, I start losing, like, oh my god, of course I lose. Oh my god, fuck this. But that's just how it is. Come on.
How can I have passion coming through when I go to play Assassin's Creed Shadows? Or I go to play...
He used to hype up games that sucked as we can make fun of the game together that it sucks. Like Jump Force. He played Jump Force. Like... But again, the problem is he becomes so attached to the game has to do all the heavy lifting in his streams. He can't do anything. Like, he's so, like, Twitter brained that it lets him, like, get in the way of his fucking games. Like, why not just try Ask Creed Shadow? No, guys. People online said it's not accurate. Okay, man. I thought we play Ask Creed because it's fun, not to learn history. Whatever.
Call of Duty Black Ops 7. You know, the most completely overproduced, over budget, overblown, boring, cookie cutter, paint by numbers, low effort, modern.
Then why is he playing it? Why doesn't he play other FPS games? Why doesn't he try other FPS games?
AAA slot. How can I have passion for that? Right? I'm having way more fun right now with a unique game like Arc Raiders.
It's so funny to me he's saying this. Meanwhile, like, when it comes to fighting games, he keeps hyping up maybe trying to play the Invincible fighting game and the Avatar fighting game. Like, this dude is so weird. Like, he doesn't even want to try any other game. He doesn't even want to touch Guilty Gear. Like, imagine him playing Guilty Gear. I would love to see him fight against a Jacko player. Like that or a Happy Chaos player. Oh my god, Happy Chaos, I kind of think that Happy Chaos might get, like, well, maybe not now actually, but if he plays it long enough, he might get back to that rage of, like, Deathshot or Deathstroke. Do you want to play the fucking game? Yeah, just kill me. Just press heavy slash. Just press heavy slash. Just kill me. That's what he should play. Like, but like that or like Happy Chaos, Asuka, Jacko, like, or maybe not Alpha. Alpha, you know, they nerfed her pretty good. Alpha's nowhere near as she once was.
Okay, than I've had with most AAA games this year.
But he wants to hype up like these other weird fighting games that I just don't think are gonna have any staying power. Like, you really think Invincible and the Avatar fighting game are gonna, like, last more than a year? I mean, dude, there was, like, this weird hype about that Bleach fighting game. And that game literally came out and went away. Like, I don't even know, like, I didn't even know there were, like, multiple, like, characters. Like, I know they had a season pass for season 1. And I was surprised they added Unohana, like, in August or whatever the fuck. I was like, wait, that character came out? I feel like I just saw the trailer and like the character's already out. It's so weird. And this is like, yeah, we're gonna the Avatar game. He never watched the anime or the show, whatever you want to call fucking Avatar. He never watched it, and he's talking about playing the game. Oh man, he should watch the Netflix series, the Netflix live action series to get into it, dude.
Here, for good reason. The game actually has some passion behind it. You can tell that the devs put some effort in. They wanted to do something a little different. They deserve to get some recognition and to get some time on my streams, as opposed to me playing the 7th or 8th stream of Assassin's Creed Shadows where we're a superhuman female ninja who kills 5,000 soldiers.
Oh my god, this is dumb. This is dumb. Literally dumb. There's literal games in the Ass Creed franchise where the main character does dumb bullshit. And it's like, so they have a female ninja that does stuff? Yeah, I've never. Well, dude, there was like a clip I saw, like someone just like fucking the Ass Creed guy was like marking enemies and doing all kinds of shit. Like, I mean, it's a fucking video game. And then, like, I just have a feeling, let's say Ass Creed Shadows was like super duper accurate, no superhuman shit, whatever. Then everybody's like, this is boring. If I want to see realistic stuff, I'll just go outside.
With the powers of, you know, crazy slow-mo bullet time effects and nonsense. Like, what the fuck am I playing? So that's...
Didn't slow-mo effect stuff also happen in like Origins? Why didn't anyone bitch then? Whatever.
The problem is the games have degraded to the point where it's really hard to get super passionate every day when you're playing games that are just such slop. But if in 26 my mentality changes and we try more smaller scale games, more games that...
What happened to Hollow Knight? Remember we was gonna play Hollow Knight? What about Blasphemous 2? Is he gonna play Blasphemous 1 again? What about those games?
Aren't getting the crazy overproduced hype, but instead we're experimenting with different things, seeing what sticks, seeing what's good. I think it's going to be better. You're going to see that passion return. I have passion for games when we're trying good ones. We just have to find the good ones because it's becoming more difficult to find them, if that makes sense. Okay.
But passion is not tied to the games being good. What? Okay.
Nothing here says this makes perfect sense. If no one wants a game anymore, then drop it. I don't know why it's so controversial. I'm telling you, it's controversial.
Dude, it's not controversial. It's only controversial if you enjoy a playthrough that this guy did and then he drops it. Like, he said that himself. Yeah, imagine you get invested in a playthrough, they just drop it. Yeah, be disrespectful. All this shit. Come on.
Because people fear change.
If they fear change. Oh, okay, dude. Like, come on.
They do. They fear change. I used to be the guy that was Mr. Let's Play, Mr. Playthrough. Play the game from beginning to end, and if it sucked, say it sucked in the review at the end or whatever. But the thing is now, I'm just not that guy anymore. I'm a full-time streamer. I'm an interactive streamer. I have to entertain the audience. It's not about...
He played, like, Fable 1, I think, and then he dropped it. That was years ago. He dropped games before. This is just, like, cover for when he's just gonna drop games a lot again. He said this last year. I want to say it was like around the time he was dropping Dragon's Dogma 2 or whatever the fuck. He was saying, like, oh, maybe what we should do is, like, we could drop games and this and that. Because he was getting... That was, like, half the reason why he was getting upset at trolls for bringing up wage quitting and this and that. He's like, oh, they say this... But guys, I'm not gonna make boring streams, blah, blah, blah.
Playing the game to the end if it's boring. If it's boring, say, hey, I hit the wall. It's boring. Now I don't want to play it anymore. There's other things I could be doing that are better with my time, and then admit it and move on. Right? I'm not a games journalist who has to sit here and actually formally review every game that I play. I'm just in the business of entertainment. Get it? I want you guys to...
Remember at the beginning of this video, he said, I could tell my parents that I review games. Well, now he's openly saying he's not a game journalist. He doesn't have to review games, so he can't say that anymore.
Laugh and have fun and have a good time with me. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Listen up.
Let's do some shout-outs. Did Valve Hoodie for...
Yeah, Valve Hoodie. We love Valve.
...out the company and liquidated the entire company track, all kinds of video games, everything geeky culture.
Oh, my God. Dude, he talked about ThinkGeek as if it was, like, the most amazing store ever made. Like, it's just gamer junk. Whatever.
And I used to buy all kinds of stuff from them when I was started as a YouTuber. And then GameStop bought out the company and liquidated the entire company, laid off all the employees, and sold all of the merch in their stores, and now they don't exist anymore. But it's a pretty good hoodie, isn't it? And I'll be wearing this from time to time, now that I remember that I have it. It's in my rotation of clothing.
Rotation of clothing. Wow.
So thank you for that, Big Mac.
Real human,
Nathan
by the
Smith
way.
has gifted 10.
Oh my god, that was like a perfect rat teeth face.
And thank you so much for that support. That is an amazing. The current schedule. What am I doing about Call of Duty? Let's talk ZA for about 2.5 hours.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna go to the next podcast because I feel like we're gonna be like repeating points, but
Well, not coming up, but
I also kind of want to hear how he says it.
Sound effect
Initially.
chat volume. Ready? I want to hear that again. And let's see how it goes and go from there. Hours of experience. The game is very to be able to pivot and change on the fly, dependent on how things are going. I don't want to be forced to do one kind of game just because, I'm committed to it, you know? I think things work better that way. Being able to move and pivot and change and, adjust on the
Whoa, what? Are we just gonna...
as a test stream. And go from there. Okay? So, in the next few days, I want you to think about this. Tomorrow, the late night stream is going to be Tainted Grails as a test stream. We're going to see how it works.
Stream, guys. Oh, dang it. Sorry.
If it works well, then we're going to keep that in the rotation. If not, then that's fine. We'll drop it. We'll do other stuff. Sunday night is going to be more RimWorld. We're going to see how it works in the rotation. First to do one kind of game just because, I'm committed to it, you know? I think things work better that way.
Okay.
Now, for the record, there is a new release next week. It's called Code Violet.
Okay, Code Violet.
And it comes out on Friday, so it's a week from...
You know what's funny? I think he said it earlier, but pay attention to how he says successor now. It has the tone of a dude that's like, yeah, I know how to say words, successor. Like, it's like in your face. It's like, dude, calm down. Like, yeah, you were saying successor and you sounded stupid. Yeah, you say successor. And now he's like saying in a tone that's like in your face. Successor? Okay, dude, calm down.
From
I want to hear it now.
PlayStation 5 exclusive. And it's basically going to be the spiritual successor to Dino Crisis.
Yeah, here he says it correctly, like no attitude, but in the I don't know if it was the last night's daily rep or what, but he was like successor.
That is the big release next week, and it comes out on Friday, so it's a week from tomorrow. All right, so we got a whole week to play everything else. Try RimWorld, Tainted Grail, more Pokemon, more Arc Raiders, more Expedition 33, some Call of Duty mixed in there for variety. And then when we get to the end of the week, we start with Code Violet and we see if it's good and if we want to do a full playthrough or not. I'm not committing to it, but I hope it's good. Like, seriously, I hope Code Violet is good because that's good variety. It's something different for the streams. I think that it might work out, okay? Cool. All right, one second, everyone. My...
All right, we're gonna move forward positively.
What I feel is going to be, hopefully, my best year ever. I would love to say that by the end of 2026, not only have I played a better variety of being awful, or just we're playing awful, and I felt like I was disappointed that I wasted.
Okay, I think here's...
one final thing.
Here we go.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, today is officially the first day of the new year, 2026.
Oh,
and as you all know, especially if you're a long-time viewer of mine, every year around this time, I do a certain kind of content that I like to call my year-end series. My year-end series usually is two different things. Usually it's number one, my most disappointing games of the year countdown. And what this entails, it's not the worst games of the year. It's the games that I felt in 2025.
I'm just gonna say it. I think I know what's gonna be his disappointment list. At least some of it. I don't know about all of them, but I know Hades 2 is gonna be on it. Death Stranding 2, Ascreed Shadows. I want to say I do kind of want to say Tainted Grail as but I kind of don't think it's gonna be on it, in my opinion. There's another one I was thinking about, but I can't think of it now. DK Bonanza
should have been good and ended up being awful, or just were plain awful, and I felt like I was disappointed that I wasted my time on them. So there very well could be a game that's not a terrible game, but I felt should have been a lot better than it was, and I'll call it out in this series. But also, there's going to be some downright terrible games in this series, too. Okay? That's number one. I also always do a Game of the Year Awards countdown. And during this countdown, I tell you what are my favorite games of the year. Sometimes I've done top 10. Sometimes I've actually done top 15 all the way up to top 20. I don't know what I'll do this year yet, all right? To be very honest with all of you, the end of the year crept up on me and kind of flew by. And next thing you know, we're in 2026. I have not at all worked on this series yet. However, this year,
I kind of want to look at the games they played.
I think I want to do it differently. And you might say, well, what do you mean? To be honest with you guys, already we're juggling so much. For example, right now we're juggling Expedition 33, Arc Raiders, the possibility of Tainted Grail.
Again, just remember, like, he just told us in the same podcast that we don't have to play every game and we can play whatever is entertaining and blah, blah, blah. And we're still doing the, guys, we gotta play these games. We gotta get them off the conveyor belt. We are still doing the conveyor belt.
Pokemon Legends ZA, RimWorld, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Next week, we're going to be playing...
Like, what are we rushing towards? What are we so panicked that we gotta get these games off the conveyor belt? I thought it's okay to drop games.
Or at least trying Code Violet. And then, as you remember, for those of you who were here during my Christmas marathon event, there's other games in January that are maybes. There's this game called Pathologic 3. There's a game called Quarantine Zone The Last Check. So there's other games that I'm potentially going to be checking out and playing in January. And I'm sure, as always, there'll be even more games that come out on the fly that we're going to want to test, right? So that being said, this year, I think I want to do my year-end series a little differently. Okay, well, what do I mean by that? I still want to do them, but I actually think I want to do them as part of the Level 1 podcast, meaning we're going to have an episode...
Yeah, this is trash, because this dude gets so derailed in his own podcast, and he doesn't do segments. Now, I do kind of think he'll do the Game of the Year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, alright, let's do the schedule, they'll do the Game of the Year. Okay, alright, we did the schedule. Okay, guys, you know what, we did a lot of shout-outs. I think we have no time for the disappointing game countdown. I think we're just gonna, like, chill. We're gonna gel.
Episode coming up in January, that's the most disappointing games of the year countdown episode of the Level 1 podcast. We're gonna have an episode that's my Game of the Year awards. And there probably will be an episode that we might actually do a rundown of the best and or worst of DSP tries.
Remember when, I think one year he did that one award where it's like the best DSP playthrough. And I kind of feel he only did that so he could bitch more about RPGs. Like, it's so funny how, like, that one year Game Awards were just designed just so he could bitch about his fucking streams. It's really funny.
It.
And then, magically, that award never came back. We never did it again.
2025, because DSP Tries It became a weekly event in 2025 for the first time in years. And I did a ton of episodes.
Okay, I don't care about DSP Tries It.
So that way, we won't be taking time out from the gameplay streams in order to do the year-end series.
It is kind of funny, though. He's not doing
I think about an hour and a half is more than enough to do any of those rundowns. It's just a matter of me now getting ready for those shows. So what I'll have to do, for example, if I do my most disappointing games of the year, I'm going to have to get some clips ready so I can play those clips during the stream, and we can run through what I felt were the most disappointing games of that year on that episode. Okay? Now, I know that's different. A lot of people will say, well, that's different. You never do it that way. I know. But I honestly think...
Yeah, it's trash. Okay, we're gonna move on to this. This was yesterday's podcast.
There on the couch, and I said, you know what I'll do is I'll just casually go through my list of playthroughs that I did in 2025, and I'll just make a few lists. Because I literally had not looked at my playthroughs from last year at all. And last year was a very chaotic year. If you remember, being a PC gamer for the whole year, I was able to jump between different games that previously were not on my radar whatsoever. I was able to
do drama,
to basically do a lot of indie games that I never played before, and to be honest, a lot of AAA games that normally I would be like so focused on it and into and loving, they were horrible. So I barely even played them, really. So I said, let me go through this, and I did. I went through all these lists, and I actually put it together. It's in my phone. What I need to do is transfer it over to my PC because I need to work on this week, is my year-end series. So what are the year-end series? All right? It's 3 this year. The first is going to actually be a rundown of the most disappointing games of 2025. Okay? So what does that mean? What are disappointing games? Why aren't you doing the worst games? Well, I've never done a worst games countdown. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. My countdown is always a little different because when I say disappointing games, what I mean are games that likely had potential or I was explaining or expecting a lot from them. And when they came out, they were just incredibly disappointing.
The problem with his playthroughs, right, is that he has a lot of repeats. So, like, he did it in Death Stranding 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does it for 2 again, where it's in the disappointing countdown, and it will be in the Game of the Year countdown. And he'll say, oh, it's because they're 2 different things, dude. But it's like, I don't like his list, because I feel, in my mind, he just, includes every game he played. Which isn't how a countdown works. Because you're supposed to illustrate, like, the cream of the crop of those subjects. Like, if I played 20 games, and I want to do, like, top 5, I'd pick the top 5 games that I thought about the most as Game of the Year, and then another 5 of games that were disappointing. I wouldn't say, I'm going to do 10 games, 10 countdowns. For best and worst or whatever, because that would be including every game I played. Like, that doesn't really speak about anything. Like, I pick, like, my favorite movie of the year just so that people would know, like, yeah, this is the movie that stuck with me and I really like this movie. Or, like, a game, like, Hades 2 is my game of the year. Literally because it was the game that, like, I played the most. I am still playing the game, and I still listen to the soundtrack. Everything about Hades 2 was, like, made for me. And I really enjoyed it. That's why it's my game of the year. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, I play, like, all these other games. You know, I just picked one game that, like, resonated with me. His countdowns are just a bunch of games that he played. All of them. And I feel that's what this is gonna turn out to be.
Disappointing. All right? And this happens all the time. You may have a giant AAA release that was super hyped. You play it, it's disappointing. Now, it might not mean that the game is bad. In fact, I can tell you right now, I'm looking at this list, and there's a few games on this list that I would argue actually are good games, and I was disappointed with them for various reasons. Sometimes it's the game itself. Sometimes it's the situation around the game. Sometimes it's the way that a playthrough of a game is received. But all of those things can make a game disappointing for me. Okay? So going through all the games that I played in 2025...
Oh my god. He's gonna include South of Midnight. Oh my god, we're gonna get another awkward, people said it was woke.
Found, let's see.
It's so frustrating, this dude,
16 disappointing games. 16 disappointing games. All right? And I know. You're like, wait, what? That's a lot. Yeah, I know. There was that many games that I played and was like, oh. So we're going to go through that. That's going to probably be the biggest countdown that I'm going to do this year is 16 most disappointing games.
I really want to look at the game, how many games he played. So this may be a dumb field trip. Be warned. I'll try to not make it dumb, but let's see. What did this year start out with? Oh my god, dude. let's see. Disco Elysium. Let's Creed Shadows. Okay. Animusha. Okay, you're in. Okay, so Dino Crisis I'm not including. If we're gonna, I don't know if he's gonna include Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. He may though. He may. He may change his mind. So let's include that. So that could be Game of the Year. Mouthwashing. I don't know necessarily if that should be considered because that came out in 2024 that he played into 2025. But if he does include it, it will be Game of the Year. 100 goals. Okay, Animusha. That's a beta. He should not include that. Elden Ring, Night Rain will be disappointing. I'm saying that will be disappointing. Avowed disappointing. Lost Records disappointing. Disappointing, but that's a beta. He shouldn't include that. I feel this will be disappointing. But it could be Game of the Year. But I'm saying it could be in the good games countdown. I'm saying this is disappointing. You know what am I doing? Let me get a notebook. I'm gonna get a notebook, guys. Hold up. All right. Where is a pen? I'm gonna write down my handy dandy predictions. Shouts out, drawing, classic drawing, classic. All right. So disappointing, as I said, would be Elden Ring. Avowed. Lost Records. Fatal Fury maybe. I'm not gonna include it. It's a beta. Lead Pirates. But you know that could be in both because he does do both. He does do both. So I don't know about about digging a hole. I'm not gonna include that. I'm not these weird games. I'm not including unless I know for a fact it was a playthrough. Whatever. Classic Street Fighter. No. Suikoden. I'm not gonna include Suikoden. Kiosk. Oh, and then I should do Gaudi. And I'll do Lad for that. Lad Pirates. Ninja Gaiden to Black. Definitely Ass Creed on disappointing. If that's not on the list, I'm gonna be fucking surprised. I'll eat my hat, dude. Adamfall? I don't even remember if you liked the game. So I'm not gonna include that. I don't think that's gonna make it to the countdowns. Inzoi. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we'd even count that. But I would say maybe disappointing. I don't know. Blueprint, South of Midnight's gonna be disappointing. Easy. And then Blueprints is Gotti, baby. Gotti. Alright, there's that. Okay. Minecraft, no. Oblivion remaster? I don't know. Clear Obscure is gonna be Gotti, obviously. Dave the Diver, I don't know. Well, no, that was like a marathon, I think. I'm not gonna include Truck Sim. Doom the Dark Ages is disappointing. I'm calling it disappointing. Oh my god, dude, this pen, dude, what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm how do I not have any pens? What the flip, dude? Okay. Doom, okay. Alright, we got that. We got Doom. It could be gaudy too, but I don't know. I lean towards more disappointing. Oh my god, that thumbnail! Holy shit. Uh, okay, the Capcom Fighting Collection is disappointing. Capcom Fighting. Mario Kart World. Let's see. Why is it be? I don't know. Why is it? I don't know. I'm just gonna say Gotti. Fuck it. Lizo P. Mind's Eye, disappointing, obviously. Demo Day, Cast and Chill, Namusha, Taxi Life. I forgot you played that. Death Stranding 2 will be on both gaudy and disappointing. Let's see. DK Bonanza. Definitely disappointing. Definitely. Ludo. I don't remember that game. Tony Hawk. I don't think that's gonna make it. RoboCop. Don't think that's gonna make it. Mafia. I don't know. I don't know about Mafia. He may add MGS3 to be like Team Milk Kojima. So I'm putting Delta disappointing. Uh, let's see. Silk Song Game of the Year. Chronos. I think that'd be gaudy. Silent Hill Up. Definitely disappointing. Definitely for sure. Hades 2. Be disappointing. COD. Disappointing. Let's see. Indie Horror Night, Pokemon. I'm gonna say Pokemon's gonna be gaudy. Ninja Gaiden 4, disappointing. Tormented Souls 2, probably gaudy, but he may not include it. The MK Collection, definitely gonna be disappointing. Our Worlds 2. Leave It Alone, Baby Steps, Chill with Phil, Megabunk. Megabunk would be Game of the Year. Alright, so how many games did he say?
Yeah, I know. There was that many. 16 disappointing.
16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I have too many games. So I'm just gonna start with the definites. Definite Elden Ring. Definite DK Bonanza. Definitely Silent Hill F. Definitely the fighting games. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Avowed. Oh, where's South of Midnight? Definitely Mario Kart World. Definitely Death Stranding 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Definitely Hades 2, why not? Definitely Doom. Definitely S Creed. Definitely Pirates. Okay, I have 13. 13. What you got? 4, 14. COD, 15. One more. What did I say that was that? I can't read my own handwriting, guys. Oh, routine. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know about routine. Was it Tormented Souls? No, I don't think so. Oh, the Outer Worlds. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I got my 16. Got my 16 guesses. I think I'm right. Some I'm a little bit iffy on, but I think I got I guess correctly. The only one I'm a little iffy on are games that he didn't finish, but I feel like he's gonna include those this year. So there we have it. There we have it. I got my predictions. Let's continue on with this.
Pointing games, all right? And I know. You're like, wait, what? That's a lot. Yeah, I know. There was that many games that I played and was like, oh. So
But
we're going to...
out of the list, I will say, not all of them listed it. His at 16 is a lot, because I kind of feel like he should have just condensed it to 10. Like, do we really need 16 slots? Like, come on. Come on, dog. This is a little bloated. This is a little bloated just so he could bitch.
We're going to go through that. That's going to probably be the biggest countdown that I'm going to do this year is 16 most disappointing.
And remember, this guy also brags about, I am not negative. I don't do negativity. But this is like focusing on negativity. Like it's bigger than the positive games of the year countdown. Why not try to make them equivalent so that they both have equal weight? Like, this just makes it seem like he had a more miserable time playing video games.
Pointing games. And let's be honest, YouTube loves toxicity.
I thought it's bad to monetize toxicity.
And negativity.
He bragged about not doing that, and now he's doing it. Isn't that cool?
Just do. Okay? So, in regards to this, I think this is probably going to be the most popular of the year-end series that I do. All right? And incidentally, the most disappointing games of 2025 countdown will be the first one I'm doing. So that's the very first one I'm going to start strong. Okay?
Okay.
So,
well, of course you can do negative first. You do the good thing last. Whatever. Okay.
I will let you know when we're doing it, and likely, if I have time, we're doing it this week. I think we're going to probably do 3 podcasts this week. One
All right, I don't care
most disappointing games countdown. Okay? So what'll happen is the podcast will start, and then we'll do a little intro, and then we'll jump right into the most disappointing games countdown live on the show, and I'll probably like clip it out, and it'll end up being its own kind of video upload so people can watch it separately if they want, rather than it being part of the podcast. But it is going to be broadcast as the podcast that morning. Okay? Just so you know.
Okay.
My Game of the Year awards for 2025. Folks, this one, no lie, no exaggeration. This one, I was going through all the games I played in 2025, and I'm like, okay, that was a pretty good one. I like that one. I enjoyed that one. And as I'm going through it, right, I'm nearing the end. I'm like, wait, this is the end of the year? And I'm okay. I'm like, wait a minute. There's just not a lot at all, to be honest. Out of all these games that I played in 2025, a lot of them were kind of like, just kind of filler or disappointing or...
So, see what I mean? He's gonna include games from the disappointing into the gaudy. So that's why I think Lad Pirates is gonna be in both. It's such bullshit. And secondly, I love him saying, they were filler. I thought you value our dumb time, dumb fuck. I value your time. I don't waste your time. Why are you playing filler then, right? Huh?
Or I played it, but it wasn't, like, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are games that are perfectly fine that I enjoyed, but I'm not going to say, oh, this is a Game of the Year contender. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, in the over 17 years that I've been a gaming creator and YouTuber, I don't even have a top 10 best games of the year.
Okay, less than 10.
I couldn't even do it. Out of all the games last year, there were so many games that were AAA disappointments that basically it shrunk my list down so short. I only have a top 8 best games of...
Okay. 1, 2. Ooh, okay. I had 11. So I was a little generous. So let's narrow it down. So 8. Definitely Expedition 33. Definitely Blueprints. Definitely Death Stranding 2. Definitely Silk Song. Definitely Chronos. Definitely Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more. Yeah, I'm gonna say Tormented Souls 2 and Megabonk. There. So the excess is the Liza P DLC. If he picks that, then I'm gonna say Tormented Souls is not making the cut. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black and Lad Pirates. But I'm pretty confident in the 8 I picked as definites. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say it. I think I called it. I'm a little ahead of myself. I am a little bit more wary of the disappointing. I'm a little iffy on some of them outside of the obvious ones, but I'm pretty confident with the game of the year. I'm pretty confident. I'd be very surprised if I'm like 90% wrong here. But whatever. There you go.
Of 2025 countdown for you this year. Now, the truth is, when I look at all 8 of these games, there's a unique reason why each of these games I've selected to be one of my best games of the year. And I have a lot to say about each one. So I think the countdown will still be entertaining and fun, but I find it shocking that I couldn't even get 10 games from 2025 that I consider Game of the Year contenders for me. Really, like, there just weren't that many. All right, it was a year of underwhelming disappointments or really quick games, and that's fine. But I'm never going to say, oh, a game that I played 2 streams and, that's a Game of the Year contender. Probably not. Not unless it was a game that really was entertaining for those 2 streams. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, sadly, gaming is getting to the point where it's not even worth finishing most games you play.
Again, look how much he's focused on AAA games. What about the games that aren't AAA? Why didn't you play those?
You play a game a couple times, like, you're just not hooked anymore. You're not hyped. You're not excited. The games that used to be from studios that you trusted all the time to be the best games that were going to be out are...
Imagine trusting Ubisoft. Imagine.
Incredibly underwhelming, incredibly disappointing. A lot of the times, it's just a ripoff that you even play at full price for a certain game. So, it's funny because someone said there's a gaming industry crash right now. I don't think there's a crash. I think what we're seeing is a shift. What we're experiencing is a unique situation where AAA game companies are no longer the golden boys, if you know what I mean.
Okay, this is like really funny. He gets so mad at Phil Spencer. Because Phil Spencer's like, yeah, there's a gaming drought. Where's the gaming drought? There's games, Phil, you fucking idiot. And now he's like, yeah, there's no crash, but there's a shift. But it's like people have always talked a lot about indie games, but he always says they're not like a full course meal. They're this. Oh, they're a knockoff of that. Whatever.
I mean by that, like it used to be. Oh, every year, EA is going to come out with a banger. Bethesda's going to come out with a banger. Ubisoft is going to have 2 or 3.
How often do they release games, Phil? Like, dude, they don't release... He acts as if these companies release games every year. They don't. And secondly, on top of that... Oh my god. Nobody, loved these game companies. Nobody loved EA games. I mean, every time EA released a game, it was either microtransactions to hell or whatever. Ubisoft is Ubisoft. They do what they do best. Slop, slop, slop. Like, come on.
or 3 big ones. Capcom's going to have 2 or 3 big ones. Every year you knew there was a game company that was going to come out with an amazing game. Everyone would talk about, everyone would play. It would resonate. It would be part of gaming culture. Now, it's like you're lucky if you get a AAA studio that even puts out a game that people will talk about longer than a week.
I feel like what he's describing is something that people have been talking about, but I don't think it's to that extent. I don't know how to describe it, because yeah, it does seem that it's lopsided towards indie games, but I also do feel like there's other factors in that situation. It's more than just like, oh, now these companies are making bad games. It's more of just like, just the cost of games are getting more expensive. There's all these other shifts and delays and all this other stuff that's going on. Like, but again, game development is already going to take longer and longer because of just the cost of R&D, and it's only going to get like that. Come on.
As Sony would like to pretend like Ghost of Yotei was a hit, it wasn't a hit. People are not talking about Ghost of Yotei anymore. It died within 2 weeks. The only reason people even brought it up again was because it was nominated at the Game Awards, and now the game is deader than dead, and no one's talking about it.
But it's a single-player only game, and it's like, of course, like, he says this as if this didn't happen with Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima had the same thing. It came out, and then people moved on. It only lasted a little bit longer, probably because we were in a pandemic. Like, that's it. And then people also really hated The Last of Us 2. Like, that's like the other thing. Like, it's just whatever. And of course, like, people moved on from it in the sense that it's a Sony game. They've been making the same game. But whatever.
Which is a complete juxtaposition.
He acts as if like Ghost of Yotei is some like awful game. It's not even that bad. Like, he acts as if like Ghost of Yotei killed a franchise. Like, if that was enough to kill a franchise, then you have very short like fuse, I guess, or something. Like, it's whatever. It's a whatever game. But Ghost of Tsushima was not that great either.
When Ghost of Tsushima came out, Ghost of Tsushima, most people argued, was the real game of the year in a year when all the journalists.
And by the way, when he was talking about Ghost of Tsushima, he always said, well, we were in lockdown and this game came out. Boom! And then he's like, he keeps saying that game journalists loved Last of Us 2. But like, what about the ones that didn't? Like, whatever.
Journalists said Last of Us 2 was the winner. Everyone said, no, Ghost of Tsushima should have won that. This year, people are like, why do you play Ghost of Yotei, right? It's so the samey game. So,
but that's like a bigger issue with
me,
Sony than the game
really
itself,
hard
though. But whatever.
For me to look at you guys and honestly say, here's 10 games that I loved in 2025. There aren't. So I'm going to be honest, and I'm only going to talk about the 8 that I really, really like.
Well, like I said, it's the same. But when he was bitching about Ghost of Yotei, he kept acting as if they did these drastic changes to the game. They didn't keep what worked in Ghost of Tsushima. But if you look at the gameplay mechanically, and the gameplay in both games, they're the same. They kept what people liked in the first game and put it into the second game. People just don't care for the story and all this other stuff around that. Like, I played the game and I haven't really beaten it because I've lost interest in it. The story is just the same story. You've already seen a bunch of revenge stories. And you're like, well, they should continue the story of Jin, whatever. I don't think that would have done anything. It would have just been the same thing with him. Like, whatever. And the story didn't end on a cliffhanger for him either. It's not like there was a series
I seriously hope that, people aren't going to be like, oh, he's just a negative guy now that doesn't like games. It couldn't be further from the truth. I like games.
But then why do you only pick AAA games?
Content creator.
Like, if he loved games, he wouldn't be picking only AAA games and focusing on that. If you like games, you're gonna be more invested and look at other games. Like, I didn't just happen to fall into playing Demon School. I saw stuff about this game, and it was interesting.
I wish that the industry would wake up.
Would give me
instead
games.
of trying to pump out games that have microtransactions and seasonal passes and games as a service and all of this crap, they would pump out good games again. You know, these companies used to be good. BioWare. When was the last time you played a good game from BioWare?
As a service, though.
Obsidian. Did you know Obsidian had 3 games in 2025? 3. Can you name them? Probably not.
Avowed,
they
Outer
weren't
Worlds.
worth playing.
No, whatever.
Quite frankly, which is sad. And Obsidian used to be a company that pumped out great games, and now it's just crap after crap after crap. It's all mid. That's actually the best way to describe the industry right now. Everything is just so very mid. There's almost nothing that stands out and that warrants a $70 price tag or any more than they need 20 hours of your attention. There's so few games that right now really are worth talking about or getting excited for. And that's another thing, too, when people say to me, well, Phil, what games are you hyped about in 2026? Hyped? I really don't get hyped for games anymore. If anything, the games that are good are the ones you don't hype up ahead of time. They come out of nowhere and they end up being
I will say, either if it's not Tormented Souls, I think it would be Arc Raiders. So I'm removing the star from Tormented Souls. I'm gonna say Arc Raiders is a definite, because that's what he's playing now, and that gets recency bias, dude.
Really entertaining, fun experiences, but you never saw them coming. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to now, all these games that people are hyping up, can I really get excited? Like, the first game of the year that I'm really excited for is Resident Evil Requiem. Okay?
Okay, so that's what you're hyped for. Like, this is so dumb. And also, we don't know the rest of the year. Like, and this dude has said this every year. Yeah, man, we don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the year, man. Right now, that's what it looks like. And then, like, we start getting more games that come out. It's like, whoa, crazy.
I hope it's good.
Whatever.
I really do. Because we need AAA games to be good again. It's been too long.
Why do we need triple? You know, again, if you like video games, it shouldn't matter if a game is AAA, indie, whatever the fuck. The game itself should be good. Like, every game ever made has the same chance of being good or bad. Come on.
You know, these studios were putting out gold, and now they're putting out,
and again, talk about Capcom as if, like, Capcom has a terrible track record. I mean, whatever. You can say whatever you want about Capcom, but they've at least put out decent games that are at least, like, good or fun. Like, the only remake that I thought was bad was Resident Evil 3 remake. Resident Evil 4 remake is alright. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Resident Evil 2 remake was good, whatever. Like, these remakes are fine. Resident Evil 8 is good. Like, it's not a bad game. You know, whatever. Like, you at least know Capcom makes fun games. Oh, whatever.
Polished turds, per se.
It's these weird games that are weird.
Sad.
Like
it is the sad state that the big dogs are falling.
The big dogs.
So, yeah, I have 8 of my favorite games of the year for my Game of the Year awards this year.
Oh, fuck,
to be honest, I haven't
4,
ranked them yet. I just wrote down, here's the 8 that I liked the most, and I haven't even started to rank them yet. That likely will be the second year-end series that I do. And then this year, I'm doing something a little different. Probably around the end of January, we're going to do a special show.
You know what?
I'm going to call it the Best of DSP Tries It 2025.
I know Metroid Prime 4
so
is definite.
For those who aren't aware, DSP Tries It is a taste testing show where I try food in a live review.
Hades.
Frequently. You know, in 2025, the series had a big reinvigoration. Previously, it had been defunct. And then in 2024, I brought it back sporadically as like a reward for hitting milestones. Well, now, it came back in a huge way, and there was nearly weekly episodes in 2025, you know? And I was like, whoa, that's cool. So,
as I said, I'm more
I have a
iffy
lot
on
to go
the,
through, but I went through
I'm
the
pretty
DSP
confident on the
Tries
Game of the Year.
For last year, and I found a good amount of ones that I thought were notable for good and bad reasons. In some cases, these were cuisines that
I do not care about the DSP Tries It bullshit.
About it, yet they were selling that I'm going to frequent more in the future. That business ever again if I can help it.
What
cases,
company?
There were situations where the food was so bad that I'm literally...
Okay, he's not telling us the company. Okay, I don't care.
Now, there's over 10 of them, and I'm debating how to go through it, because, for example, when I... So, you know, you'll have something to watch while I'm talking about the...
We're going to
through
watch
the video to try to find some of the high and low points. Game
maybe
footage,
we're gonna hear
and be like, so
maybe
here's a cuisine I liked or didn't like. Now let's watch highlights of my review. You know what I mean? We'll see. I said all of these are going to be during the podcast.
Okay.
Clips. And then the Game of the Year awards will likely be next week. And then this, countdown of the DSP Trizits will likely be the third or last week of January. Okay, so over the course of January, once a week, we're going to do one of these countdowns, okay?
Okay.
I will let you know concretely when the dates are set, because some people said, oh, I want to be there live, you know. I hear you.
Okay.
January 8th, that's going to be the one. That's going to be for the most disappointing games of the year. Shout-outs to do. We have Too Late for Prey. Didn't have a remastered version. I played it. Now, this was ages ago.
Oh
this was before
God,
I think I was
what?
a PC gamer. I tried to play it, and
yeah, Crisis. I'm moving
playthrough.
forward.
From what I'm going to understand, like for me, I always heard that Crisis weren't that interesting, but the game ran on this game or whatever. What are your guys' thoughts? Again, I am down for whatever, and this is our first membership of the day.
Yeah, down for whatever, guys. So are you gonna do speedball?
Thank you for that, Princess Luna. I appreciate that.
Speedballing, you know.
Maybe we won't talk about the news story today. Maybe we'll do some Q&A or
Wait, he
whatever.
was talking about Starfield, which is like the modded Star Wars, and people like it now.
Sure.
Whatever.
Okay. But what I want to say is I hope that you guys have enjoyed the show. I hope you'll stick around for after.
Okay.
If you guide me towards other content that I haven't done yet, I know I could just fly around and explore for myself, but some people have like I said, later tonight, I'm very excited for more RimWorld to see how liking the stream adds video and leave comments. The more contributions you give via engagement, it helps the channel a lot. So thank you in advance, and please become a sub or give. You can do a super chat.
Right.
I will shout those out live. Point tip command in.
Okay.
That because I know a lot of people use like, oh, I bookmark.
Okay, it's talking about like he has a new tips page. I don't care.
Slop.
Whoa, buddy.
The industry is stuck. What I would like to do now is I would like to open up the podcast to open Q&A.
Oh my God.
Rather than do this news story late, let's just do a little bit of Q&A to end the show. Let's see what's on people's minds.
Because he's
all right.
So, okay, let's do shout-outs.
I just tagged into the Kick chat, so now it should be easier to tag me.
Tag me?
Let's go.
What kind of games?
Silly Slug says, what kind of games would you like to see the industry actually release?
He doesn't answer. I think he just says, I just want good games. Memorable games.
The problem right now,
games.
The industry is stuck in this slump where they're only pumping out very similar stuff. All mid content. It's almost like slop.
It's almost like slop.
We're only
Oh my God, we're reaching a threshold with this fucking term now. Like, I'm slowly seeing people turn on this term. The only thing that's gonna last is AI slop. I think that's the only term of slop that's gonna be accepted in the future. But right now, I've just seen people just saying like enough with this, and I kind of am. Once DSP starts using it, that's kind of when you know it ran its course. This is why, like, I've said this on Twitter as well. That Focus M meme that was trending, it died a very quick and painless death. Because one dude misused it, and that was it. People moved on. And we were very lucky that happened. That meme had a very fortunate end. Like, it didn't overstay its welcome, and it died before it could reach this guy. Unlike Slop, that unfortunately lasted so long that it reached Phil. Because dude, now we're just saying, yeah, now they're just making kind of like Slop. Like, okay, man. I mean, people have been calling these games Slop for so long, and now it's like, he's considering that maybe it is like slop.
Making games because we need to make games to make money. Okay, I get it. It's business. You're making games to make money. But at the same time...
But he has mock games for literally doing stuff that isn't placating the investors. He has literally talked about this. What do? They do this thing that nobody's asking for. The investors are losing money.
You have to understand that games are supposed to be works of art. They're entertainment.
And then he says this, but then you tell him, well, Phil, why don't you do stuff that's not based on money? I'm running a business. Of course I have to think about the support.
Right? If you
and
focus
then, okay, let's say he says, oh, they're focusing on money and this and that. And then if like Sony or whatever is content with their game and how it performs, he's like, so they're trying to say that they're happy with where they are with this game. They're not the top dog. They didn't sell enough copies. Why are they celebrating? And it's like, maybe they're just happy with what the game is and what they put out or whatever. And he's like saying like, they didn't make enough money. Why are they celebrating? They should really be focused on making a lot of money. And then when they focus on making a lot of money, this is wrong and stupid. Like, come on. Like when people were saying that like Ghost of Yotei was like in some kind of placement on the selling rankings or whatever, like nobody cared. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. It wasn't a big talking point. But only DSP was like, why are they celebrating it? Because I don't know, maybe they're just content with what it did and how it sold.
Focus on only making money, people are going to see through that. People are going to see that you built a game around the microtransaction or the seasonal pass or whatever it is.
But that's how he built his content. Think about it. He has 3 methods of supporting a playthrough, and yet if the support is not high enough, that's what he focuses on. But if the support's high, then he worries about the engagement, but the money is first. That's what he thinks about the most. He never continues the game, not because it doesn't hit the support. The only game now that he's doing that with is Expedition 33. But this is a behavior he has done with other games. It's a very selective exception, where he likes a game and he'll keep playing it even if it's not doing well. And he'll find any excuse to keep it going. But any other game,
if it doesn't have a unique gameplay loop or unique story or something unique that stands out and makes it feel culturally relevant, most people are going to say,
why does a game need to be culturally relevant? Like, this is like such nonsense and kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. I want to say ignorant or unfair, whatever, because like, I don't think Supermassive Games or whatever the fuck made Hades 2 to be a culturally relevant studio or to make a huge impact on gaming. I think they just wanted to make a game that they wanted to make, and that's what they did. And he's sitting there like, yeah, this game is not meaningful, or this is like, why does every game need to be meaningful? Like, that's not how art works either. Someone can make a work of art. That doesn't mean it's going to change the way you think about life necessarily. Like, everything is different. Everything's subjective.
What's the point of playing this? And that's what's happened is, used to have...
Like, he's kind of like quantifying what people like about video games or certain games. And it's like, you can't just sit there like, you need to make it something unique. Like, that's kind of too vague and ambiguous.
These companies would pump out something that would be exciting and different, right? They would. And now today, if you look at the AAA releases, there is nothing exciting and different at all. Assassin's Creed Shadows literally went back to the formula from games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Valhalla, copied it, copy-paste, boring gameplay, repetitive, grindy garbage. Game story is ass, graphics are bad, gameplay loop is boring as shit. Why does anyone care about your game?
Maybe other people like that.
Seriously, why would anyone give a shit?
Whatever.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Why does he ask people who like the game? Like, you realize there are people who like the game, right? Why doesn't he ask them?
Put out because it tried to do an improvement upon the Assassin's Creed formula and throw it into feudal Japan. Ghost of Yote didn't stand out at all because it literally was Ghost of Tsushima 2. They didn't put any effort into trying to improve it or make it better or even like add new element. It was basically the same game a second time with a different story. No one wants that.
But he'd complain if it was different. I guarantee you, if they were like, let's do something crazy with it, he'd say, this is not Ghost of Tsushima 2.
We want unique experiences, things that make us feel like you're worth our time and our effort and our money. Not, oh, we made this game as a product for you to consume and pay us for. That's not the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. All these companies are just pumping this out. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is one of the worst examples of this. This game is completely uninspired. It's taking zero risks. It's just pumping out the same garbage content. And to make matters even worse, the game has legacy maps.
Bangs
and when you play on the legacy maps, you realize this map was more fun to play in the older game. The older game had better loadouts, better guns, better equipment, and better gameplay loops than the modern one. The modern one doesn't have even the elements to make this map fun anymore. You know?
Wall jump.
So if you want to ask me, like, what do I want in a new game or a modern game? I want something that's innovative, something that's creative, something that's unique and stands out, something that's best in class. Try.
But you know, he played Inside and bitched and moaned about how the game didn't hold his hand to make him understand the story. Same with Journey. These were unique games. Journey especially, and he shat on it.
And has value for the dollar. Almost no AAA games are doing that today. What games did that? A game like Hollow Knight Silksong, a game like Blueprints, a game like Expedition 32.
Again, if he played other indie games in his life, he'd realize that's kind of where the true, like, art is at, or the true gamer moments are at. But he kept refusing. Go back to listen to how he talks about A Plague Tale, the first one, the very first one. He begged his chat basically to to give him $400 for him to play it. He played it. And was like, you guys should really check out indie games. I'm tired of people not being open-minded for indie games. And then he never played an indie game after that. Only when it became relevant in a wider scope did he try indie games.
33. Those are the games. Arc Raiders, which actually has a unique, fun, addicting gameplay loop. Good performance, interesting elements, you know. These are the games that stood out in 2025. Not the next AI-assisted like AAA garbage slop.
AI-assisted is very funny when he's playing fucking Arc Raiders. He doesn't have, like, that has AI voice changer. Now, you can feel whatever about that. You know, that's it. Expedition 3, I'm kind of like, I think I talked about my stance on how they used AI. I think it's kind of like whatever. I wish they never used it, but they used it and didn't like it, and that's that. And it was only for textures, and the rest is human art, so that's fine. That's fine.
Slop mid-game that just isn't worth playing. All these companies lost their way when it became about pleasing the guys in the boardroom or the investors who are stockholders, rather than the people who bought the game and picked up the controller to play it. Who's more important? This person or the person who's looking at their fucking portfolio that, you know, your company is one of 700 stocks they own, and they hope that they make a dividend this year off of the performance of your company? Sorry, this is more important because these are the people giving you the money. As much as you may think it's the investors, no, it's these people. Because if you don't have a product that people want, it doesn't matter how many investors give you money, you're still going to go out of business and fail. This is what these companies don't seem to be understanding anymore. You need to have
none of these companies do. Like, come on. I've talked about this before. Companies have always learned the wrong lesson in this thing. He says, people should not buy the game. Stand up. Don't give Nintendo your money. Don't buy this game. And let's say that happens. Guess what the company's gonna think? They're not gonna think, oh, we should do something crazy. They're just gonna sit there and says, oh, nobody wants this. Let's never do that. Let's find some other trend. Oh, let's do this. That seems to be making money. Let's do more mobile game shit. Like, that's what's gonna happen. They're not gonna fucking care. Like, they'll just assume it just doesn't work. Kind of like how Disney runs his own stream. Oh, Hades 2 did not work this one night on Friday night. Therefore, the game just doesn't work. What if it worked better on Monday night? What if people wanted a different day? What if they wanted on a daytime stream? No, it didn't work Friday night, so that means nobody wants it ever. Like, you can literally say the same thing about his dumb fuck content.
Good games in order to be a successful game development company. Or else you might as well just get out of the industry and go do something else that'll even make more money for investors. This is what they don't get.
Like,
this is why
he won't even try RimWorld on a day stream. It's a night stream. That's it.
The indie games are working. Seriously. So that's what I want. I just want a game that feels unique, that feels fun and innovative, has something that hooks me, whether it's a great story, great graphics, great gameplay loop, something that tries to do something different and feel culturally relevant. And I can tell when I play it, the people who made it had talent, they had passion for what they were doing, and they didn't do it just to make a paycheck. They did it because they wanted to do something that stood out in gaming and is a memorable experience. Sadly, those are few.
You know, one could argue that they could put, like, I'm gonna use Unbeatable as an example. You know, I wouldn't recommend this game necessarily unless you're like you have money to throw around. But it is a game I do think it's clunky and messy, and the stories whatever, the dialogues whatever, the voice acting's whatever. But I enjoyed the music and the rhythm game aspect of it. Like I knew where it was trying to go for, and I kind of liked what it tried. It's not a perfect game. There's a lot of bugs. Like I could not get the end credits to roll because of a game glitch. But you know, the studio has been openly stating how they want to like add more stuff through patches. They're aware of all this instability within the game. Like that to me says that there is some passion behind that game. Like people may not like it or like their politics or their agenda or whatever, but I do appreciate that they wanted to make this game. They put it out, and they're constantly trying to patch it and this and that. Like, it seemed that this game did come from a place where these people, like, cared for the thing that they made. It's the same thing I feel about other games like Hades 2, Skullgirls, Indivisible, whatever. You know, everyone that works on games has a passion. I mean, you could even stretch this all the way out to even AAA games. Yeah, Ask Creed Shadow sucks ass and people hate it, but the people who worked on it may be passionate about the game that they worked on. Like, half the thing about making games or making anything, it's not about the gamer or whatever. It's just, this is the thing I want to make and I like it or whatever. It's all unique about amongst all this other stuff. He wouldn't get it because he doesn't understand it.
Few and far between. That's why I only have 8 games in my Game of the Year award countdown for 2025. Only 8 games felt like that for me in 2025.
But but I'm gonna say it. You shouldn't feel that way about like every game. You know, I'm gonna hit you with Chainsaw Man stuff. Okay, guys, get ready. There's a scene. Spoilers, by the way. If you're not current on Chainsaw Man, it's gonna be a slight spoiler. There's a scene where Makima said how she wants a world without bad movies, and Denji was like, "Okay, that's it. That shows to me that you gotta be stopped, because if there's no bad movies, you cannot appreciate the good movies, and not every movie is gonna be good. And with this, not every game is gonna be good, but you'll never gonna truly appreciate a good video game if there's no bad video games. Now, there's a lot of like baggage or whatever, but you get the gist though. You get the gist though. I mean, these other issues like monetization, that's more baked into like just how businesses operate or whatever. But to sit there and say we need every game to be meaningful, and it's like monotonous. Like there's no way you could have any art form where everything is constantly meaningful. That's insane. Like, insane.
Probably 50 I played. And that's sad. Okay, the God Jeremy did a $2 super chat. Says, did you ever play Saints Row 2? I did.
All right, we're skipping Saints Row.
Because I had never played the first game. Eventually, I did. We actually like a retro playthrough and play Saints.
Oh my god, this music.
Thank you so much. You're the second contributor on Kick today.
Knockoff of GTA
and
San
I received a $5 super chat from Princess Luna, who says, true. Too many games.
People asked him what kind of game he would want, and it was full of, like, vague nonsense terms. Not even like what you'd want. Just games meaningful. Make meaningful games.
Just don't respect your time. They leave you feeling drained and stressed instead of calm and refreshed. You know, here's the thing. I understand that there are different styles of games and people look for different things in games. One person may be looking for a chill vibes game where all they want is to relax when they're playing.
Oh my
Some
God.
people actually might want a get good, ultra challenging game.
Wait, what?
One person may be looking for a chill vibes game where all they want is to relax when they're playing. Some people actually might want a get good, ultra challenging game. And that's okay if that's what you're looking for. Like, no matter what, I get it. There's games for someone, right? There's a genre that matches your play style or whatever it may be. So that's a good thing, all right? But I think the problem is if you play a game and you, after, let's say you do a long gameplay session, or maybe you play the game at length and you beat it, if you don't feel rewarded, if you don't feel satisfied at the end, then what you just did was work instead of fun. Think about that. You're putting in effort, right?
What if
to
that's
go
the
through
game?
whatever
That's
game
the point,
mechanics are in the game, to overcome whatever challenges in said game to get to the end. And if at the end of the day you don't feel that the time investment that you put into that and the effort you put into that was worth what you got in the end.
But that is so subjective. Not everyone's gonna feel that. Whatever. Okay.
You just worked. You didn't have fun. You didn't play. You didn't relax. You worked. And I think this is what a lot of people also are not understanding about games in the modern era. Why are you expecting me to sit down and put in all this work?
Again, it's constant. Give me treats. Where's my treats? Give me my treats. Like, dude, like sometimes that's not the case. The point. Sometimes it's just the experience. That's what the focus is. Like, this is like anyone can say, I don't like FromSoft games because they don't have cutscenes, so there's no treat in doing anything. I don't have a story. I have to read items and fight. Fuck that. Like,
into your game unless it feels rewarding at the end of the day. I need to feel rewarded by the end. I would say FromSoft games, for the most part, are incredibly grueling and challenging games, but if you put in the effort to learn them, they can be incredibly rewarding experiences. Robust worlds with tons of content to find, all kinds of lore, right? Hidden gems, different loadouts and ways to play them. I think it's worth it, for sure. A game that's hard just for the sake of being hard, or tedious and arduous and time-consuming and grindy just for the sake of doing that,
hard. Like, that could
those
be
are time wasters. Those, you know,
people could say that about
can time wasters work? Oh, they can. You can find a place in your life for a time waster style game if that's what you're looking for, and some people are, right? For me, I think that I want to find games that are a good balance. Like, there's games that are ultra challenging that I love, and then there's games that are more relaxing that I also love. You can have that balance, especially when you're a creator like me, where you can have different audiences for different kinds of games. That's perfect. You know, one audience wants to see me fail at the game and laugh at my raging, but then see me overcome, right?
He said that was wrong, by the way. People
then we
expect
need
that. He just got mad at people
where we can just sit back, relax, and chill together, and I'm okay with that too. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what I'm saying?
End of the day, ultimately, you have to feel like the game was worth the effort, time, and money you put into it. And I think that's a thing that's happening today is people are buying games and sinking a bunch of time into them. At the end of the day, they're like, what did I just waste all that time for? What was the point? Assassin's Creed Shadows is the perfect example. Like, people actually did put a lot of time into finishing it because they love Assassin's Creed, and they got to the end and they were like, what did I just beat this game for? What was the point? It was a completely meaningless game. What? It doesn't resonate. I won't remember it.
But nobody,
it was a game made to try to produce money, not a game that was going to produce any kind of emotion,
so what was the ending,
any
Phil?
kind of feeling
what was the ending?
Cultural relevance, or
like,
nothing.
Who felt that way about Assassin's Creed anyway? Even during the peak of, like, Assassin's Creed 2, nobody was like, oh, this is culturally relevant and meaningful.
Didn't stand out. Just it felt like the same game you had already played twice, only in Japan, and, you know, yeah, the story had some interesting beats that were kind of weird and not in place of that you know, historical era, but
yeah,
you know, there's no point in playing it. That's sad,
guys.
Did I play it? Oh, I did. I played it for over 10. What was it, like 12 hours? I couldn't play it anymore. I really couldn't. I couldn't stand it. It drove me nuts how boring it was, how ridiculous it was. It's just so stupid.
So stupid.
Hauser says Asmongold is thinking that gaming's better than ever. What's your opinion? I think what's happening is
Yeah, he says it's better than ever because he played other games. Like if you just if you just focus on AAA games, of course you're gonna be miserable.
More games are coming out that are indie games that are more accessible because they're cheaper, and they're actually able to be played on a, you know, low to mid-end PC. Like, let's face it, most indie games today don't have groundbreaking graphics, right? And they become these digestible experiences that are just as good as a giant AAA release that's meant to be some epic masterpiece that's cinematic. And that's good for gaming. The more good games we get, the better. And the more games get recognized, even though they're not giant budget games, the better. So if you look at the big picture, gaming is doing well. But if you're looking at just the tried and true companies that used to entertain us and be the best games, things are going poorly. Depends on how you look at things.
But nobody's looking at it like that. That likes video games.
Okay.
And the thing is, he keeps forgetting the only reason. Well, I guess he kind of said it, but the only reason why he likes AAA and he focuses so much on AAA is because that's how he based his purchases on. It was like the yellow paint of buying video games. And now when it's like, maybe you have to look in other places to buy something, it's like, I don't know, I'm smart, oh my god, I'm too dumb to figure this out. It's like when you're trying to find a service, like to, like, some, like, you're trying to look for a plumber or an electrician that will actually do something you want them to do. It's like, where do you start to look? Where do you start to read reviews? How do you know one is a scam, one is legit, one will do the best work, whatever? Or like buying a car, or buying a house, whatever. Like, where do you start, guys? But sometimes you just have to, like, eat it. I mean, video games are such low-stake purchases. Like, it's not like buying a car where, yeah, you're gonna be, like, saddled with the debt of the car and all this stuff. So whatever car you buy, you kind of have to, like the car. You can't buy a lemon and then be like, I mean, you may be able to return it or whatever, but you don't want that. You don't want that position. You want to buy a car and have it work, whatever. A video game, it's like very low stakes to buy a game and try it and whatever. And this dude was so married to AAA because he didn't have to, like, think about that. It's kind of crazy.
It looks like I might have gotten a tip, so I guess this is working. Yes, I got a $2 tip from Big Larry Gaming, so the new link apparently is working. He says, one of my favorite companies of this era is Falcom. They make JRPGs for the last few years, and they remaster and re-released outside of Japan. They're fun to play. AAA sucks these days. I don't know what games Falcom make. That's not familiar.
Oh my god, he says this, and then I think someone told him. He's like, oh yeah, I know they make those games. He just said I don't.
To me. But, there you go. Thank you, Big Larry Gaming, for our first tip of the day, $2. So it looks like the links are working. Anyone know what kind of games Falcom makes? I'm not familiar with the company. If you don't know Falcom, you're not a JRPG fan. Well, maybe not modern JRPGs. I'm a fan of the classics, you know, Final Fantasy.
God. Of course, he's only a fan of the classics from the big studios, like Square Enix.
Dragon Quest, that kind of stuff. I'm a fan of the stuff, Ryuga Gotoku, or wherever they are.
Ryuga Gotoku?
You know, the Like a Dragon studio. I like that. Those current JRPGs.
Whatever.
But I don't know what Falcom puts out. Let's see here. BRSV. Thank you for becoming a standard supporter this morning. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Fucking crazy.
That's our second membership of the day. Appreciate that. Darth Fig asks, will I review Fallout Season 2? Will I formally review it? No. Will I talk about it as a topic on this podcast? Yes. And so 3 episodes are out, and I actually really like the show right now. I've liked every single episode of this season. Like, really, I have. I think it's actually
but he only likes it because
a
there's no
really great show. I'm enjoying every single time I turn the show on. I start watching, and something happens. I'm like, oh, man, that's cool. There's new lore. You're seeing what happened after the games. Oh, wow, that's neat that they translated this gameplay element into something in the show. I'm actually really liking it. So I will talk about it more moving forward. maybe once the whole season's done, which is going to be, what, like another month and a half, maybe I'll do an actual segment of a podcast where I tell you what I thought about the whole season and its plot and outcome.
Yeah, right. You was supposed to talk about the first episode
I'm down
like
for that.
last month.
Parasolo says Capcom is doing the heavy lifting in the industry. They've been consistent with their titles. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
And here's what I mean by that. Capcom has these different titles. For example, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is actually doing quite well, but it's in the Monster Hunter bubble. And what I mean by that is, like, Monster Hunter has a big following, but it kind of feels like one of those gaming cultural bubbles where if you're in it, you know about it, and if you're not in it, you're like, what's Monster Hunter? It's kind of weird in that regard. Because, like, I know about Monster Hunter now because you guys have talked about it and a lot of you like it.
But you played Monster Hunter. He played it years ago. Not even, we're talking about back in the day. But even I knew what fucking Monster Hunter was. I never played the fucking games.
Outside of that, like, I'll hear people talk about it for a little bit and then it just, like, disappears. It's like, oh, yeah, you're aware Monster Hunter is one of the best-selling games Capcom has ever had. It surpassed almost all their other franchises.
That's only, I think only Monster Hunter World did that. Whatever.
You wouldn't know it, but yeah, it's like super prominent, right?
Yeah, because it's a portable game as well that people like. Whatever.
Street Fighter. Right now, Street Fighter, I hate to say, is in a slump. Street Fighter had a big reinvigoration with 4, and then when 5 came out, it went right into a slump. They ruined it. And then they had a big reinvigoration with 6, but now they're in a slump again because they don't have any other fighting games that they're focusing on.
When 4 came out, what other fighting games were they doing? Oh, sure, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that everyone loved, right?
And Street Fighter 6 is in an actual competitive slump where most people who play it don't like it anymore or are very bored with it.
I don't know if that's even true. I think the most I've heard people criticize about 6 is the balancing. Like, oh, the balance is kind of like non-existent. Like, that's it. It's non-existent.
And Capcom is putting in no effort to try to fix it. In fact, they actually posted up on their socials, hey, players, can you give us feedback on what...
This is insane. He just talked about in the same podcast. The game developers, what's more important, the gamer or the investor? And then Capcom was like, hey, gamers, do you have any suggestions? And he's like, look how stupid they are. They're asking the gamers for suggestions. Like... And this is also a guy that brags about getting feedback and then also says companies should listen to the players. They should be more receptive to what the gamers want. And then Capcom's like, wants to be more receptive to what the gamers want. And he's like, this is stupid. Look how dumb they are. Like what? I thought this is what you want. I thought you wanted to be more in touch with what the gamers want, Philip.
What you want us to do with the game. It's like, but you're the developer. Like, you're the one who should have had a roadmap of what to...
This, I think, is slander. Because I don't think asking... Like, dude, Arc System does this too with Guilty Gear. Like, and they tell you straight up in the fucking survey that they have a general idea of what they want to do for characters, but they just want to see what's popular so that they can, like, either start working on it or consider it. Like, that's all it is. And Capcom probably is doing the same thing where they're just like, we just want to see, like, what we can do to improve the game. They probably have a general roadmap, but they probably feel it wouldn't hurt to also, like, see what the players want. This dude is so stupid.
What to do with your game to entertain your customer base. You didn't? There was a time when Capcom was so good at fighting games, they would have 4 separate series running at once. They would have... The classics, like Super Turbo, would still be prominent. Then they would have the Versus series, so you have like a Marvel vs. Capcom game.
Okay.
Then they'd have a Street Fighter Alpha series.
This was back in the day of arcades. We're not there anymore.
It's going. And then they had another Versus series like CVS, Capcom vs. SNK.
And this is probably when
all
things
4
were
of those
cheap,
series would be incredibly prominent and have a healthy player bases and people buying them and playing them. Now all they have is Street Fighter 6. And... it's kind of dead and fizzled out, and no one really cares that much about it anymore. People are very much more excited for the new games coming out this year, like Invincible version.
Well, dude, first off, Street Fighter 6 is an old game at this point. I mean, who's really jumping up and down for Street Fighter 6? Secondly, they probably don't want to start doing multiple fighting games. They probably don't want to wear themselves thin. Like, look at Arc System. They are doing a lot of fighting games. Now... do you think that they're all run by the same team? Of course not, but what do you think is getting the most attention? Guilty Gear, because that sold a lot. That still has an active player base. Like, of course, that's gonna get the most attention out of all their other fighting games. But they still put out like Under Night, the new one that was out a few years, like last year or so. Like
versus
whatever.
the Avatar game. They want more info on Marvel Tokon than they are about Street Fighter 6. You see? So,
Well, yeah, because it's
in
not
regards to
new.
Street Fighter, I don't think so anymore. Resident Evil's doing well. Resident Evil has 2 franchises going on at once. You've got the mainline Resident Evil games that are brand new, continuing new story. But then they've got the re-release remasters of the classics that they're now coming out with, right? Which have been good. Resident Evil 2, 3. Are they doing 0 next? I forget which one they've announced they're doing next, because you know Requiem's next, and then it's another remaster. Those are actually doing really good.
Like,
so in that regard, Capcom's actually doing quite good. And now they've announced Mega Man's coming back, right? So I think Capcom is doing decent. They're kind of like half and half good. They are doing all right. Street Fighter is, I'm sad because Street Fighter was my thing, and Street Fighter is definitely floundering right now. Okay, I wish that it wasn't. I wish that it was more prominent. I wish they were doing better with it.
That's all they're like, people have complained more about is like the balancing is kind of weird and not really like whatever. And then like costumes, but like, you know,
that it is floundering. Okay, but you know, hey, what can I say? That's life, I guess. You can't be hitting it on all cylinders at all times. And you know, Capcom has a bunch of stuff on the shelf. Maybe one day they'll bring back Devil May Cry and stuff like that. Who knows?
Yeah, like
right?
nobody's gonna care about that. I thought we don't care about Devil May Cry.
Let's see here. Wow, so many people talking to me here.
So many people talking to me.
On the one hand, I don't mind having more prominent actors as video game roles.
Oh, let's hear this.
Influence in actors coming into the gaming world, will it lead to more slop? Yes and no. Like,
how would it lead to more slop? Like, what does that even mean? Hollywood actors are just gonna take roles. I mean, you could argue that this is gonna like kind of affect other actors that have been doing games for years or whatever, and now it's like they're just gonna be like benched for like Brad Pitt or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. Like, what does that mean? It's gonna turn to slop. What does that mean?
On the one hand, I don't mind having more prominent actors as video game roles. But at the same time, if that's the only good thing about the game is the actor and not the game, then you've made slop. Exactly. You know?
So that's
hey,
a slop?
I'm all for having real actors and actresses be part of the cast of a video game. Let's make it more cinematic and more professional in that regard. But at the same time...
Okay, this is nasty, and this is kind of like bullshit that I do, that a lot of like voice actors have to go through sometimes, where it's like, they keep putting, like, Hollywood actors on like a pedestal. This is how you get professional. But what about the people that are doing the work now? They're not professional? They've been working and not getting like good salaries at all. Like, you're gonna be like real about it, but they put just as much work as any other actor. And then you sitting there like, yeah, I want to be more professional. Get Hollywood. Fuck off. Like, come on.
I want the game to be good too. The game is supposed to be the core focus, not the actor in the game.
If that's the case, then why does he get pissed off about like Troy Baker and like all these other like voice actors that like don't make a lot of money getting roles, right?
Oh, let's see here.
Whatever.
Dave is asking, would I consider playing Civ 7?
Civ 7.
Play Civ. Civ changed in the last year.
I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
But I've never played them, so there you go.
There you go.
Well, me too, Abdullah. He says, man, I love the classic Street Fighters.
Okay, I would love Street Fighter, but everyone pirates
come to find out, it's half featured, doesn't really have anything that would make it last, and then within a few months, it's dead. I mean, look what happened last year. What was it, Capcom?
He like doesn't get preservation. Like, the preservation, the idea that people want is that you can at least buy the game and play it offline, whatever. Like, the online aspect of it is like whatever. It should be better, sure, but like, you know, they want people to at least be able to play the game, right? Like, that's it.
Fighting Collection 2. I bought it for Capcom vs. SNK 2. I played it for a good 4 or 5 months. I loved it. It's completely dead now. There's no way to play it anymore. Entire player base fell off because it's not crossplay. So now, what's the only way to play classic Street Fighter games?
I just don't think crossplay was gonna save these collections anyway. Like, let's be real about this. You think crossplay is gonna make these games last longer? No, probably not.
Pirate them. Download the ROMs and play them on Fightcade, which obviously you really don't want to do. You want to
No. Like, people do it because they can't afford it or whatever the fuck, or they just do it because they can't get an active copy, whatever. But at the end of the day, you think Capcom is making bank off of these collections? Like, these aren't big, like, budget collections. Like,
you want to buy them and play them in a controlled environment where it's safe, where people can't get your IP address, where you're not committing crimes to play them. But that's the problem with Capcom. Like, they don't try. If they would try and make, like, for example, let's say Capcom had a game, and this game was actually called Capcom Fighting Legacy. And all this game was, it was a hub where you log in and you can play the
yeah, this is a dumb
this
idea.
posterity. Maybe there could be a virtual arcade, like they have a virtual arcade in Street Fighter 6. So make a virtual arcade in this game, and you play all the classics against people.
Yeah, you think that's gonna be easy
right?
to
How cool
like,
would that be?
paste?
And now Capcom could say this is the official place to play the classics. Rankings, online rankings, cross-play rankings. We'll have all. We can have tournament series based on the classics through this game, this app, this service. What fighting game fan wouldn't fucking buy that and play it and even do a subscription? I would pay $5 a month to have Capcom Legacy Collection or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and then they can take it down if they're not making enough money. Ever think of that dumb fuck?
And have real online play of all the classics with everyone and have new content. I would spend money on it. I would buy skins, colors. I would do all of that. Instead, Capcom says no.
He just bitched about games doing games as a service and then offers a service. They should do games as a service, so they should do this service where, like, you can subscribe to it, and it's a service. Yeah, okay, man. Cool.
No, you just go pirate it. That's retarded. All they have to do is put a little bit of effort in. They refuse. I don't get it. I want to play the classic fighting games again. Look at my history as a creator.
Yeah, he doesn't have because he
I buy
can't
it, I play it as long as I humanly can, until basically no one plays it anymore, and then I retire it. Because what can I do? There's no more people playing. The lobbies are lagging. No one, you know, what am I supposed to do? I just don't understand why they don't care about their classics. I think that they would actually have a significant customer base who would appreciate them and love them if they would give them that kind of attention. They don't.
Arts, you know what? Arts did give attention to their game. They put in rollback netcode in Exard 2, Revelator 2 on Steam. Now, of course, DSP hates rollback. It's an evil netcode. So, I mean, maybe he wouldn't be too happy about that. But they still, like, did something for them.
Ignore their longtime fans, and they're only, at this point, they're only trying to appeal to a casualized audience of people who will spend money in the modern day, who are basically the casual players playing Street Fighter 6, the ones who are buying the seasonal passes to get new avatar pieces and shit like that, which even the competitive players...
The season pass does not give you anything for the avatars, at least from what I remember, whatever. People are buying the season passes to get characters for that season and the costumes for those characters. It has nothing to do with the avatar characters.
Players don't care about. They've lost ideas. They don't have any creative ideas of how to make money. It's sad. They have such an awesome franchise and such a legacy of content and culture, and they just leave it unused because they're just not very creative.
But they're making new games.
They're kind of bankrupt in that regard, I hate to say.
First off, I love that he's like saying this about Capcom when they have a new Onimusha game coming out, a sequel to Okami. They reopen like Clover Studios. Like, they have all these other like things happening now, and it's yeah, they're bankrupt. It's over. I'm a doomer.
Sad stuff, man.
Sad stuff. Do you think someone like Sega buying Capcom would make them less of a lazy company? Yeah, let's have more companies buy other companies. That always worked out, right?
All right. Well, this has been a fun podcast, guys.
All right, it's been a fun podcast. That's where I'm gonna end it with that. Let's vibe check the new stream.
Standing. That's ridiculous. What a stupid thing to say, to try to say that I'm talking, you know, negatively about them or something. Like, no.
What?
Sorry, you're wrong. Okay.
Whoa.
What are you talking about? Robust Renegade says, I don't recall FromSoft ever being precise with its walking or platforming. Are you insane? Elden Ring has some of the best, most precise walking I've ever seen in any game. It's so good. it's actually legit hard to fall off like a ledger platform if you're playing well. There's no way. I'm gonna 100% compliment them where they deserve it. That platforming is outstanding in Elden Ring. The only that's a little wonky is some of the jumping, but actually walking on the platforms and stuff is outstanding.
All right.
That's ridiculous. What a stupid thing to say, to try to say that I'm talking, negatively about them or something. Like, no. If to precision. Here we go.
That's such
Okay. There we are. Okay, nice.
What happened?
All right, get this one. That should be it.
That was
That's a huge Pokeball. What just happened? Okay. We're good now. Yep, we got everything. Okay. Off ever being precise with its walking quick.
Huh?
Don't think so. Nice.
I'm so confused.
We got a little bit extra time. If we find another Pokeball, we should.
Whatever. Okay. He did talk a little about like Capcom, I think. No, Street Fighter.
I almost never would fight, say, a Honda or
because he's
Joy when it
because since there's nothing going on in the world of games, and the whole "I'm gonna play indie games and do whatever" was bullshit. He's desperate to go back to Street Fighter 6 because he really needs that Jax tip money. He's been noticing that support has been kind of going whatever, and Jax is at least a guaranteed supporter, so he wants to kind of give another excuse for Jax to come back and give DSP his money.
When it came out, it was a great new game, learning all these new systems, new characters, new graphics are outstanding.
He never learned the systems. He just he only does like filler with the drive rush and drive impact, but it's never anything
To be honest,
important.
There's a lot to like about the game, but sadly, hi Jasper Kitty. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely optimal way to play with each character or whatever, and it just became so samey and boring and repetitive. Every time I booted up the game, if I fought a Cammy, they all played exactly the same. If I fought a Bison, they pretty much all fought exactly the same.
He plays the same
and so
way
that's
he played Bison.
disappointing because there was almost no character variety. It was always the same top-tier characters every time I played. I almost never would fight, say, a Honda or a Blanca. It would always be the same stuff. So it became incredibly boring.
Whatever,
In addition to that, they weren't really improving the game. They were adding more characters, but they weren't actually like making the gameplay feel better. And the characters that I learned to like, again, like Blanca, Lily, Dalsim, they weren't improving. Instead,
they should never be improved.
They were either leaving these characters alone.
He plays. These characters are such abusable characters. Of course he wants them to be buffed. Fuck off.
Really bizarre in regards to Lily, who is definitely the worst character in the game and has never been buffed. I don't understand why. Or they would just do these odd little tweaks here or there, not really doing enough to make the game feel fresh or want me to play it again. So basically, as of, March or April of last year, I did my final session or whatever, and I was like, I'm bored. I just don't really want to play this ever again. They're not innovating. They're not trying. So I kind of give up. And so I dropped the game entirely, and I didn't play with a whole bunch of new characters that have come out, right? I think there's Elena, there's Sagat. Isn't there another one coming out too? I swear there's another character coming out soon too.
Yeah,
there's
Alex.
like 2-3 characters I just never even saw in the game or play. Okay? I just didn't care. And it's weird because, for a game that I played pretty hardcore for a year and a half and did well in. I mean,
remember when the face cam used to be dead on? I kind of wish he did this angle again. I miss this angle. Like, it was a good camera angle, and then he got rid of it. Bullshit.
Anything. Now he gets cornered.
And then he changed all the music to the classic Street Fighter songs, so you don't get to hear the good music. And man, I liked Rose's theme. He made me hate it. Maybe Street Fighter 4 Rose theme I like, but I hate when he fights on Mano, and it's just the fucking Rose theme. She has one of the best themes in this fucking game, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna play the Rose theme. Ugh, that's like a war crime. Trump should have arrested this guy. You don't listen to Mino's theme.
That was level 3 super. I landed
getting
in level 3
arrested,
super. I am why anyone would play this game online, seriously. It's awful. It is so fucking bad with dropped and miss inputs.
Dropped and miss inputs. Okay, whatever.
I had something like 7 characters in master rank, and I had some characters that were actually I was doing really well with, like Bison and Mai. Actually, I think I got her to master faster than any other character, and
yeah,
arguably people say she's still the best character in the game.
Yeah, she's OP, dude.
So I was doing good. I got bored. I know people liked seeing me play it, but I'm not gonna force myself to play a game that I'm not in. Come out and make the entire night about, oh, we hope Phil fails so that we can basically troll his chats or whatever, right? So basically, I got tired of it. I was like, it's not like I'm part of the FGC where I rely on fighting games and I needed Street Fighter 6 as part of my rotation. It's quite the opposite. Like, I have better things to do, especially if Capcom's not going to try, then I'm not going to bother with it, okay? But now it's been almost a year, okay? And I have a new setup. I'm my PC. There should be 0 input delay.
Okay.
All right? And I need feedback, so please, if you're watching this on...
Why? He should install Fight FG...
What, the 9th?
COS,
the 9th.
Whatever.
So January 9th, Friday Night Fights returns for a one-night only type event.
Loves the... Yeah, one night only is going to definitely trigger Jax to explode with money. So get ready.
Street Fighter 6 all
Jax
night.
Is going to explode.
And I'm going to play with my characters like Lily, Dalzim, Han.
Lily? This is over-promising. I'm sorry. This is over-promising. He's not playing Lily. It's going to be Blanca, Dalsim, and Bison. The fucking boomers. The boomer characters.
The Blanca. Okay? That's it. So don't expect anyone else. Like, I just want to play with the oddball characters I used to play with and really enjoy using. And I want to jump back in and just see what the game is all about now. Has the game literally become so everyone knows the meta, everyone plays exactly the same? Is it still...
Oh my god, this is so annoying. This dude was like, I can't jump back into Street Fighter 6. People know the meta and I'm out of the game. I'll be outplayed. Blah, blah, blah. And now he's just like, yeah, I can jump back in. I can jump into it. Why does he play Guilty Gear then? Strive is perfect for him. We should play Strive.
Still boring as dirt? Has anything changed? Are the characters of Elena and Sagat and anything else I missed, is it entertaining? Is it fun? Has this game gotten better, worse? Are the connections good? Are there more players? Oh, that's right. See, Viper's even in the game. I forgot. I've never even seen her used. I have no idea how she even plays, right? So here's the thing, okay?
Here's the thing.
I am likely going to lose a lot. Okay, for me, it's more...
he's scoping, but he's going to be matched with scrubs, so I don't know why he's scared.
Exploratory stream. And also, it's going to be a tech test. Really, it's going to be...
Okay. All these fucking tech tests, dude.
I want to know it, but I get no one who's actually... Okay. And be like, well, only trolls are going to show up for this Street Fighter 6 to Friday Night Fights, okay? What would this mean? Well, this would mean that the schedule for the week is going to get bumped. Throw that away. Will be Arc Raiders. But, again, are people going to necessarily at all? Characters? Like, maybe pick 4 characters for, like, a half an hour each. So, because of that, I'm not going to do ranked or anything. There's not even enough time to do the play.
Yeah, we're going to do casual. Like, a little bunch of babies. Because,
matches. I'm just going to be playing, like, casual play.
This is stupid.
Player matches.
I thought rank doesn't matter. Oh,
just to get back into the game and try to figure out how to play it again. Plus, to be honest, playing player matches, I always have more variety. I always get to fight against more people than if I do ranked. If I do ranked, usually you end up just top-tier players tryhards, right? So... Yeah,
DSP's not a tryhard. That's why he's playing casual.
That is my idea.
He says he's not a tryhard, but he's like, well, you want to see me win, right? You guys want to see me win. I need to win.
Yeah. What do people think?
If losing didn't matter, and winning doesn't matter, why not play ranked? Who cares?
Engage and I'll support that stream. I want Street Fighter 6 back. Let's see how it goes. If you have 0 interest, I want to know that. I want people to say, no, we don't care about Street Fighter 6 anymore. It's been out of your rotation for a while. We don't like the game. Let's get it out of there. All right, so
he's so desperate.
Be honest, because this will help determine what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. All right, thanks for watching and listening. Video, and hopefully,
he's gonna upload that. As a
everyone's
video.
thoughts. Let's read this with you. If you play that, it's fine. I'm not interested in Street Fighter 6. The game went downhill very badly. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Compare the yeses and the nos. He read that and that is like, oh, I went down real badly. Okay, that's how he
Let's see here.
no other
James
thought.
says go for it. DB
Okay.
Croy says, I say pass. I'd rather watch something fresh. Lillian says, I want to see some Street Fighter 6. Variety Lover says, I have no interest in Street Fighter 6. Let's see here.
No, they're not gonna be a hive mind. They're not all
Van
saying
Damme
yes.
says, I might watch it, but I wouldn't be really pumped for it. Okay. Toxic Element says, just play it. Not a fan of Street Fighter 6. How about a new fighting game? Well, there are none. There are multiple new fighting games coming out in 2026. They're not out yet.
I say Strive. You're not gonna try Z Viper? Are you kidding me? First off, he's married. Secondly,
Dave says he'd
that's
show
a
up.
whole new
SR
character.
Trumbull says
And
yes.
she's not a gimmick character like Blanca.
Solo2AM says pass.
She needs to be a gimmicky, annoying
I'm
ass
not into Street Fighter 6, but if you have fun with it, then go for it. Says unemployed lurker. Well, here's the thing. I don't know. There were times, same gameplay. I mean, even people who were the absolute biggest fans of Street Fighter 6, Jade. Watching me play Street Fighter 6, he was like, dude, I can't stand watching.
Dude, Jade says whatever you want him to say.
They made the game so samey because they wanted every
Jade
nobody who
like,
doesn't
I
play
love
fighting
games. I love this.
to be able to learn the meta and play the game right away. So they just made it incredibly simplistic.
I know, like this.
And I think the game kind of
Phil.
sucks because of it.
It's so annoying. Like, that's my one thing that I hate about Jade. Is literally, he will, like, praise the game, and then the second he starts raging, he'll be like, I don't like this, Phil. I don't enjoy this. Like, the biggest yes man ever.
In Street Fighter 6, I want you to make it a regular thing again. Don't you still have the Friday Night Fight slide? It's in the rotation. Oh, it's in the shot. Oops. Tips and try a one-off stream of Street Fighter 6 just to see how the game is doing now, because I haven't played it in a year, and to see how it works on my new setup. But I don't know if it's going to work. It might be a horrible set for STFU. There you go.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he could hype up buying another fight
Someone made a good point. DB Croy says, we get some people saying that they'll watch, but the question is, who's actually going to attend and interact and support that stream?
Yeah, you have to do the stream. This is so stupid. That's all this is. And the only wants like them to say whatever so we could blame them if it doesn't work out. All these dumb fucks, all of them are just giving him a reason to be like, wow, you wanted this. You wanted it. They're all his little body shield.
Because people could say they're excited for it, and then they don't show up. Or they claim they're excited for it, so I do.
Isn't that the point of a test stream? I love he says, test. This is going to be a test. Guys, we're going to be there. I don't know if you guys are going to be there. I thought it's a test stream.
Do it so that it can be clip farmed to be toxic, but the stream doesn't do well.
Anything can be clip farmed, dumb fuck. This is being clip farmed right now.
Like, ultimately, I want to give people what they want, and I know people have been asking me to return to Street Fighter 6 for a while. And I'm looking for a reason, right? The game hasn't given me a reason, but now my setup has. Like, oh, new monitors. And I don't think anything can really be done about that, to be honest with you. I think that...
Well, the game runs at 60 frames. I don't think having a 120 hertz, like, thing
really
matters.
Is just a bad character and always will be, but I like the character, right?
Okay,
so, being like a really slow stream, I don't know. You know, I don't really talking crap in the chat and no support at all. It could be. I don't know. I haven't played Street Fighter in, 8-9 months. So very well that could happen. I don't know. You know, I don't know at all. What do you think? First kick animation of the...
I thought you were looking at money. That was more than just that.
What characters I have? Like, I think I bought the season pass and I played with Bison because I haven't played the game in so long. I think then there was another season. So I think technically I have Elena, but I don't even know because I haven't played the game in so long. I think then it would not be for me to try a new character. It would be for me to just go back, play the characters that I have a variety of characters, okay?
Yeah, he's not gonna play any other character.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Real Hugh Jasshole. Happy New Year to you, Chef. Appreciate that very much. I received a $40 day. Want to stay anonymous? For your Street Fighter 6 stream on Friday. If you end up doing it, have a wonderful stream. Thank you. So, all right, so that would mean Frankie and Arthur in the party, and also that Keitrum from this is different. What the heck?
Okay.
Yeah, even has this part too. Na 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 na. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. Snoop Dogg.
I
Na 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 na. It's the motherfucking
that's copyright ID.
D-R-E.
Why are we okay with copyright ID again?
The fucking D-O from last stream. So we already have 3 Pokemon. $1 tip. Ready? For all your Street Fighter 6 playthrough, and I enjoyed all of it. I know the troll element is an issue at times, but I miss you playing Street Fighter on stream, so bring it back.
Oh,
all right, so I
man.
had who always came by for Street Fighter, right? Heard it. All right. That's the other element, too, is like, there were regulars. Who I had who always came by for Street Fighter.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah, right?
But will they be here on Friday when now I haven't played fighting games in so long?
It's so funny. He says this. He's like panicking. But Jax always somehow knows he's playing Street Fighter. He's got to show up. It's so funny. It's like Jax really has a radar.
So that's the thing. Like, if I was going to make this decision, I had to do it relatively quickly. Okay.
I love it. I have to make this decision quickly. So he already made up his mind. He's just pretending, just so that people can volunteer to be blamed if it doesn't work.
Thank you.
Cool.
Here we go. An anonymous $2 tipper says, don't do it. Street Fighter is insanely farmable by your detractors, and all they're going to do is farm the clips and have content. Well, here's what I have to say about that. First off, they farm everything.
He did. If that's the case, why do you use that? He said it in the same stream. If that's an issue, why bring it up? They're gonna farm everything, so then don't bring it up when that's a reason then. I had to drop Mario Kart, Truck Sim, and this because it's getting farmed by trolls. And now it's like, yeah, they farm everything. So well, then why do you say that's why you drop other games? Why?
And they outright lie about everything. Like today we're gonna play Pokemon, right?
Right.
So here's how today will go. I'll play Pokemon, and already we're at $95 of support. And we're probably going to get more before I even start with Pokemon, right? I'll play Pokemon, and then they'll say, Phil raised $10 during Pokemon today, and then he rage quit the game.
Yeah, the rage quit's the only lie. That's the only lie. The $10 would be the truth because, guys, when he was playing Expedition 33, he said, yeah, guys, look at the support. All the support came during the podcast. So he does that too.
I love that animation. They'll say that. It's like, it's completely false.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Like, literally, the entire statement is false.
No.
Pokemon didn't only raise $10. People are already contributing for Pokemon before we're playing the game. That counts for Pokemon, right?
So then how come the podcast money that was made in Expedition 33 did not count towards Expedition 33 then? Huh?
Rage quit the game. I'm still playing it. How could you say I rage quit a game that I'm still playing? It doesn't make sense. None of it makes any sense. But this is the content they put out. So it doesn't matter what game I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm saying or doing or how I'm acting. They lie and do their clip farming anyway, so who cares? I'm not going to let my trolls control me and or my decisions about what to stream or what enjoyment I get out of content. Absolutely
stand
not.
up for yourself,
I'm not.
Philip.
Okay? If I'm enjoying something or if I have an idea and I want to do it, I'll do it or not. It's my prerogative and it has nothing to do with them. They will always exist. And there's nothing that can be done unless YouTube changes their attitude on the kind of content that they allow. So why do I give a shit? Right? I'm not going to say, oh, you're right. Good point. I'll never play fighting games again because they'll farm them. Fuck that.
He said that. People were asking him about Street Fighter 6 even before. And it's like, no, they're just going to clip farm it. I dropped trucks because they were just going to clip farm it. And now he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not going to bitch out. Yeah, they're going to clip farm it. I don't give a fuck. But you did give a fuck before, huh? He only acts this way when he knows he wants to do it.
Continuing on, Real Huge Asshole actually just gifted a sub. So we're gonna have 4. Aaron in the chat says the real reason to not play fighting games is because they're boring. Fair enough. I understand. Fighting games are not for everyone. They're not. They're for an established audience of people who like online gameplay.
Plays boring
that
music,
kind of action, one-on-one action.
Boring combos,
it's not for everyone. Street Fighter 6, to be honest with you, I do think is boring. should have been a game with more variety.
Oh my god, dude. I did not think it was that bad. You hear his fucking knuckle cracking so perfectly. This is shit you don't do. This is bad manners. But this is how much he cares about his dumb fuck audience. All these mannerisms are stuff I guarantee you he doesn't do when he's around Cat. He's only this way because he doesn't care about his audience. They're not real people. He's so like rude to his audience.
Better gameplay mechanics, a meta that's not found in 5 seconds and is too easy to do, because that really is the problem with Street Fighter 6. It's too easy. So because of that, people could just watch a video, copy it, and then that's it. Everyone plays the same, and that's the whole game.
He plays the same himself, though.
Tweaks and things at the absolute top.
He literally plays the same way all the time. His gameplay of Blanc 6 plays exactly the same as like 2. It's not that different, except for Drive Rush. And it's so obvious. Like, dude, it's so infuriating when people are dumb when they fight him. He jumps and then parries. Like, throw all the time. Anti-air him. He jumps so much. Like, come on.
Top tier pros will do, but for the most part,
And he watched combo videos. He watched combo videos when he was playing Street Fighter 6. But when other people do it, that's wrong and evil.
Single person plays the game the same, so therefore, it's boring. Now compare that to classic Street Fighter games when you go out there and play someone in Third Strike or Super Turbo or CVS 2 or Marvel 2. Everyone plays different, which is a great thing. You want that innovation. You want that difference factor. No one does that in Street Fighter 6. Everyone plays exactly the same.
You play exactly the same. Why don't you be the change you want to be?
So, let's see how it goes. But I want feedback. I'm going to release that video later today. Demand viewers have to say. Likely what I'm going to do is change the schedule tonight. So this show.
So he already decided.
So you guys what I'm talking about, because I want to make this clear so you guys aren't confused. Okay, so this was the schedule as of last night. As you can see, Pokemon right now, RimWorld, do randomized colony. FYI, I am going to tomorrow randomize colonists in RimWorld. People are saying, we want to see you do a second run. Now do it on normal and do randomized colonists. Like, that's what we want you to do. Normal randomized colonists and try to survive and see how it works, because that's where the entertainment.
So we're not doing a new game at all. We're not trying a new game at all. Cool.
Entertainment factor is going to come. All right. So, FYI, I am going to tomorrow play RimWorld again, and we are going to do one more stream of trying to learn the basics. And then after that, if people want me to continue with the playthrough, yes, I will create a new world. We'll start over from scratch. I'll try to learn, you know, the basics on a normal difficulty and do an interactive playthrough with everyone.
Wow, this is a complete waste of time then. I thought that he's learning now. And now he's saying, I'll play on normal and I'll try to learn the game. But you're learning now. Oh, okay, cool.
So that way it's kind of like a legit run. Because a lot of people are saying the run I'm doing right now isn't that interesting anymore. All right, so that's what I'll do. So one more stream tomorrow night of RimWorld, and that'll be with the current group that I have, just to learn some more. Because I learned a lot in the 2 streams I've done, and I want to learn a little more. And at well, let's think about this. And then on Friday we do Code Violet and Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. So I love that we're pretending that we're caring about feedback. He's clip farming himself, if you think about it, because he's uploading that recorded video he did, and to get people to click the video, knowing he's gonna play Street Fighter 6 Friday. There's no point in any of this. This is such bullshit.
I think that's what
And also, he put out a tweet and a YouTube post about Street Fighter. How would they not know at this point? Are they all dumb? Probably.
I'm gonna do. So here's what it's gonna be. Tomorrow, Arc Raiders and RimWorld. And then Friday, Code Violet and Street Fighter 6. Okay? Hi, Jasper.
So then why are you uploading a video asking if they want Street Fighter 6?
And that will be the streams for the week. How does that sound?
But Notice how he's not even saying, what if they decide they don't want it? We don't have a schedule for that. Because he's gonna do it. So what was the point? What's the point of asking? Guys, I'm gonna upload this video I'm doing right now. Let me know in the comments if you want me in the future to do another DSP video. If he says something, if you want to see me react to his Game of the Year countdowns. Do you want to see that? Let me know. But I am gonna do it, but let me know if you want me to do it. Okay? Sound good?
He's staring at me.
Yeah, pick up your prop.
Everyone wants to see you, Jasper. He's looking now at the screen.
Oh my god,
like,
fucking pat his
eyes
ass.
because he doesn't know this setup. He just doesn't. I know it's been almost a month, but he's just
He
not
doesn't,
used
like,
to it.
pet his cheeks.
This all smells different to
his
him.
jaws,
It looks
just
different
his
to him.
ass.
So he's blown away by the new setup. He doesn't know
loves
how
his
to react to
ass.
it.
I don't know why.
Jasper Kitty on the desk. See, Jasper, you're on the desk. You could climb on the desk if you want. You want to go up there, walk
You had
around?
to pick him up.
NWO. Whoops, totally slipping. NWO.
Yeah, he doesn't have fucking claws.
It's cozy. I have a nice pad up here. He's a good boy.
Oh my god.
He's a good kitty.
No, Tiago's better. Tiago's the goat.
But he won't meow because he's here. Normally he meows everywhere in the house, but he refuses to meow. For record, this is a normal cat collar. This is not a shock collar. I just want to make this clear.
Oh my
All right,
god.
I love Jasper Kitty. I would never
Hilarious.
hurt him in any way, shape, or form.
Hilarious.
He's free to do whatever he wants. I don't try to control him and keep him in the office.
How do you know that's true?
All right.
He's like Mr. They're taking me out of context and they're doing this. Doesn't extend that same courtesy to anyone else. How does he know that clip is real? What if his trolls are saying something that's not true? Phil, he showed the collar. What about that? Oh, but he could have faked the collar. But how do you know he faked it? How do you know he didn't? Like, it's so funny. He keeps spreading other people's slander or clips, and he doesn't know, and he 100%, like, he's like, yeah, this is real. But if people do it to him, oh, well, guys, think about it. Right. Why doesn't he think about that when it's other people? Like, he doesn't have to, like, the thing is, he doesn't necessarily even have to believe one or the other. But he just keeps saying, yeah, I don't do this only like this other guy. How do you know the other guy did it, Phil? How do you know? How do you yourself know? Because some other guy who doesn't like the guy said he did it? I mean, how do you know that's true? How do you know that's true? How do you know it's false? You don't know anything. But he doesn't extend that same courtesy he wants people to give to him. Like, at all.
I would give him some treats, but I already gave him a treat this morning, so I don't want to overfeed him.
Yeah, because he got in trouble. The vet literally told him that he was overfeeding his cat. I love now, suddenly, I don't want to overfeed Jasper. Yeah, because he already did, dumb fuck. He said him and his wife kept, like, putting food in the dispenser every time it was empty, which is, like, crazy. Whatever.
What drama? What are you talking about? There's no drama. I said I don't have a shock collar, so there's no drama. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're bringing up another streamer's drama, and again, it's like significantly worse, because I'll say at least the people who have one opinion, one or the other, they at least, like, show a clip. They show the clip and they may explain why or whatever, or they may have a reason why they don't believe it or whatever. They at least kind of stand up for what they're talking about. DSP doesn't even know and is hiding back. I didn't see the name. I didn't see the name of the streamer. But it's so obvious who you're talking about. First off, Kick did a whole advertising using that, which is like, whatever. But this dude is seriously like, I said he doesn't have it, okay? Okay, I know like this other guy who has it, right? I know like the other guy that everyone says did it, right? But how do you know like, it's nonsense. It's nonsense coming from him, dude.
I would never shock my kitty. Absolutely not.
How do we know that? How would we know, right? How would we know? He could be shocked and we just don't know it. How do we know that DSP didn't declaw his cat?
No, like I said, I already gave him a treat this morning. I gave him a big wet treat. One of those tube things, what's it called? Churu treats?
Oh, true.
So I'm not going to give him more treats now. I have some in the office. But I already fed him this morning. I want to double feed him treats and, you know, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to be a healthy kitty.
He's overweight, dude. And I knew he'd be overweight. Everyone gets overweight in that house.
There we go. First time ever. He's on my desk.
Okay.
I told you could go up there. He could totally be over here. Move the monitor here to game. They suspected he could be as young as around 2.5, but he could have been as old as like 3.5, 4. They didn't know. They didn't have proper history on him, which is really sad. You know, that these cats, they come into these shelters and no one even comes in with medical history or anything. That is really sad in my opinion. Like,
all right.
Really stupid in my
How do you know their situation? I don't think it's very stupid. They don't have any medical records. How do you know the people who had Jasper before were able to even have that or whatever? How would you know?
Opinion. So
whatever.
Yeah. So, you know, going by that,
I love that
logic.
People, and then we have Bojangles, by the way, who's actually explaining the context. But of course, he's not going to read that because he wants to hide behind. I never said his name. I don't know. I don't know. It loves plausible deniability.
Okay.
At least he said it, though. He said this is a sly dig at a big streamer with plausible deniability. Good work.
He's probably around 10. He could be maybe even a little younger than 10.
Imagine
he
if
could
he's
be a few years older than 10. We don't know. But here's the one thing I'm noticing. Because you might say, is he getting older? Did you actually notice any changes or whatever? The only change that I've noticed with Jasper, when he jumps up to certain areas, he's not as sure of his footing anymore. Like,
oh my god,
he used to be able to jump great heights,
like,
right?
It's almost
lunge from
vacation time.
tabletop to countertop, from the floor to the top of the couch, from the floor to the top of a bookcase. Remember, he would lunge on my old chair. He can't really do that if he does it now. Sometimes he slips. Sometimes he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like a cat usually is like 100% sure of their footing. He's not always. Sometimes he'll slip and be embarrassed. He'll like slip up to the floor and be like, oh, embarrassed. You could tell.
Oh my god. I don't think cats get embarrassed.
Like, I don't know why that just happened, but it's because you're getting older. When you get older, your stuff doesn't work as well. I know. I'm in my older, and he doesn't really realize it. So he tries to do the same stuff he used to do.
Right, okay.
And that's to be, you know, with any cat else too, guys. So the reason being is very simple. We have done a DSP tries it, going on late Italian, and then put it on with this new sample of January. Feels that's all right. So guys, we'll do. I think Pokemon Legends difficulty, Pokemon and okay, or you're actually top.
All right. Anything else to say?
All right. Anyway,
all right.
those are. But this will be our last opportunity. I'm sorry to hear that. He says we only have Subway in Australia. No sandwich place. Okay. Streams going great. Hallucinogen RPGs. So they just sit there and they whine and they through your screen. Here, when you watch my streams through the power of the internet.
Oh my god, we're doing
I'm
the
actually
AI
going to spray
again?
hallucinogenic chemicals through your screen into your face. So you'll be watching me play Expedition 33, and for those who don't like turn-based RPGs, they just sit there and they whine and they complain that they're boring. All of a sudden, they're going to have a psychotropic trip, and they're going to see like rainbow, you know, giraffes and flying elephants and all kinds of like fucking Transformers in your room and shit. And you're going to trip and be like, whoa, whoa. And so you could just stand there and watch that while the rest...
Of course, he thinks that, like, if you don't like turn-based RPGs, you're like a kid on cocaine or something.
Of us adults watch me play an RPG.
Obviously.
That's what we're going to do.
But remember, this guy's like, oh, it's okay if you don't like what I like, guys. Everyone has their own opinions. But if you don't like JRPGs,
Subway versus
like
the sandwiches from Domino's Pizza. Really remember?
Okay, I thought we were done. Oh my god, dude, some of these angles.
6 idea. I'm gonna post that video. I'll try a new game or something. Here.
Yeah, he's gonna try a new game. I love he says I'll try a new game. Yeah, he's gonna try a new game, guys. That's how you know he's gonna play Street Fighter 6. He never tries a new game. He had try a new game for Tuesday. That's RimWorld now. Yeah, this guy's gonna try a new game.
Easy. Now all of a sudden we're at level 4 or 5 and everything is monstrously over leveled to you. But they want you to make donuts, but to make the donuts you have to beat the gates to get the berries to make donuts.
Every time I check out this game, there's like a new thing he fucking annoys me with. Before was the, what was it? Falafel? McLaughlin? I don't fucking remember. What was it? Oh my god, it was like all the time. And it was like awful. Then it was I don't remember. It was something else, then it was donuts. And I was like, Jesus, it's like this game finds something for him to hyperfixate on.
So how can I do that?
Oh, $201. Okay, everyone loves this game. This game is a masterpiece. Alright, that is it for this video. This was really long. I did not think it was going to be 3 hours long, guys. I did not know that. Oh, you know what? Guys, get a load of this. Yeah. How is this for a sound box? Yeah. Alright, that is it for this video. I'll see you next time.